Looks like we have audio on this. We're reading my audio.
Turn the mixer up.
This one? The master?
Look for the master and turn the master up.
Yeah, this is the master. Is that getting you any better? We got some wind, but should be alright. Yeah, we got audio.
Hey, Gene, I'll call you back. I got the problem fixed. Thank you. He always fucking does that.
I was trying to just
Right.
conserve. You gonna go get the homies? You're just gonna call.
We may have to migrate back over here.
That's alright. It's an easy setup.
Hey, we got your mixer up. You're ready to go. Alright. Alright, bye.
Time to spare too. What did you do, Casey?
Well, I was supposed to be running a pre-game show.
Nobody watches those anyway.
Technical difficulties.
That's just random.
What?
You are the Grinch who saw this one.
I do not fucking like loud shit. Why I chose this fucking job, I don't know.
Alright.
Okay, we're gonna work on the seating here. I got a stool here somewhere for one of you guys, and there's another chair right there.
Okay, so
We like a low-bearing chair.
okay, can we move that stuff there and then we'll go
So the problem lies is this board is really short, and that has to be pointed at the scoreboard.
okay,
And so we're
we
trying to figure out how to. So we may end up migrating back, but
We're
So
probably
we
gonna pick up
gotta
our
be-
entire set and move over here in a second.
so we could
But-
do because I need to be able to reach this, so we could be on opposite sides of this. So I could be in this one if we could just get one like right here.
And you put that on this and we sit in the chair.
that
We would be
that would
good
work best
there.
if this would get us- As long as you guys can manage around that cord, that's all we got to worry
This
about.
one right here?
Yeah, making sure that this camera is pointed out there. Everything else can kind of move where it needs to be.
Okay, so you can go there, and we could get there we go with that. We should be good
Get
there.
that XLR off the chair that you have.
Okay. So master is gonna be master for everything, right? Master up
Yeah,
and
so
down.
when you go to break, you'll cut that down.
Just master, we're good.
Yeah, and then I'll count you back in.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right, welcome. We are live. Goddard Rocket Football 2026 about to kick off here in Lovington. Technical difficulties to start the game, so hopefully those get sorted out. Andrew and his crew are on the spot getting that done. I am Coach Deck, joined by my friend Coach Wyatt Strand here in Lovington, New Mexico. Football hotbed, a lot of tradition here, a lot of tradition in this game as well. Goddard Lovington, and we are about to kick off. Lovington won the toss, and they will kick. Back to receive for Goddard. Looks like Isaiah Hunter, number 22. And here we go. All is right in the world. Friday Night Lights. Lovington kicks it deep. This will be Hunter. He catches it in stride in the middle, makes a cut, makes a spin move. Good tackle by Lovington up to Goddard's 32-yard line. Goddard's 32-yard line will be on the left hash. Again, I am Coach Deck, joined by Coach Strand. Coach, this will be a good one. Battle between two great teams.
Yes, sir. What a good night. What a great night for football. Kicking the 2026 football season off. Excited to see how we do tonight.
Typical day in Lovington, a little bit of wind. If it wasn't windy in Lovington, you'd be concerned. And so typical breeze blowing through. I don't think it's enough to affect the passing or the kicking game tonight. Nate Vasquez in the shotgun. He will hand off to Isaiah Montoya. Big hole. He's got a lot of space across the 50. Gets a block. Now he's at 40, 30. Big run for Goddard to open the season. Roll blue. Montoya. The big run and a flag on the play. But, Coach, there we go. How about that to start the season?
That's a great way to start the season off right there. Montoya looks like he's ready to go.
You know, we talked about this offensive line. You know, last year, a lot of those guys, it was their first time getting varsity experience, and then they have put in a year of hard work. And then here on the first play, just gashes Lovington for a big run. Now, we have a penalty, so is that an unsportsmanlike conduct? What did you see there, Coach? I didn't see a hold call, but they're bringing everything back.
Had to be unsportsmanlike or something along those natures.
But it's still going to be a first down, a 10-yard run, so it must have been. And so it's a 10-yard run, so penalty was down the field, but looked like he said unsportsmanlike conduct.
Which that would have taken it all the way back, right? And this was after the
Yeah,
play.
so so curious on that one, but a 10-yard run for Montoya, technically in the stat book. Here's Goddard, twins to the right, wing and split into the left. Vasquez in the gun, Montoya to his right, same play. Lovington's going to be all over that one off their right edge of the defense, going to lose a couple.
Just missed our down block right there. Lovington's in their 3-3 stack right here. Got to pick up the run-throughs.
So Goddard gashes Lovington for a huge run down to their 30, brought back by penalty. Ends up a 10-yard gain, and then their 1st and 10. Goddard loses 2, going to bring up a 2nd and 12 here on the 40-yard line. Goddard's own 40-yard line, right hash. KSVPTV.com, Goddard Rocket Football, opening drive of the season. Big matchup against Lovington. Trips to the right with the wing, low snap. Vasquez gathers that one. He's going to throw it deep. Jose Portas trying to fight for that one.
Picked off.
Ball is contested. It's going to be intercepted, I think. So Lovington going to pick that one off. And there was maybe a little bit of the wind. We had talked about the wind always blows in Lovington, and that corner route was open. That ball kind of hung up a little bit.
Yes, sir. The air just brought it back. The wind just brought it back, and that safety was able to get underneath it. It was a good play by that corner. Jose tried to get it out.
And great to see Jose Portas out there, you know, coming back from his injury. He has put in the work, and he is cleared to play, and good route open on the corner. Ball hung up a little bit, and like you said, Lovington with the interception. So Lovington will take over now. 10:30 to go in the first quarter. We are just underway. Lovington on their own 40-yard line now. They will go trips into the boundary, gun right into the boundary. Wide split to the left,
Trips.
18 option into the boundary again. And it's going to be about a 9-yard gain, looks like. And And Coach Lovington, you know, they're very diverse on offense. They're going to be primarily a spread team, but a lot of different looks in that spread and their trips into the boundary to start.
Yes, sir. That quarterback, Perez, he's a sophomore. It's an interesting look to run the option into the boundary and towards the trips. Coach Bailey must have seen something on film that he liked towards the trips.
And you mentioned Perez, and, you know, just like really all the quarterbacks that Lovington has had recently, very, very mobile. And I think that's probably a key for Goddard's defense today is the mobility of the quarterback.
Yes, sir. And that's kind of been a thing for them the past few years.
So we'll get through Goddard's starting defense as we go here. It looks like there's a little meeting out there. Now they're winding the clock. I think maybe they were okay. I think it was the spot. So it is going to be a first down. So 1st and 10, Lovington, right hash, their own 48-yard line. And there it is, the quarterback keeper. He's off the edge, makes one man miss. Going to be a good gain into Goddard's territory, down to the Goddard 38-yard line. So there they ran away from the trips back into the boundary. It looks like a little read off the edge from the quarterback.
Yeah, it was a good read by him. Pulled it. We didn't have anybody in the flats right there to play the run.
We'll get through, you know, so week one, we're going to be learning all the kids for both teams. We'll get through Goddard's defense here, starting at that right corner. That's going to be number 27, Jesus Ortiz. And he has some experience from last year. Number 23, Deegan Gaston, starting that outside linebacker spot. And he's walked up on the line of scrimmage there with that condensed formation from Lovington. Oh, and a big blitz on first down. Goddard with a huge tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Who is that, Coach, flying in there?
Elijah Sanchez, our Mike.
Elijah Sanchez, number 24.
I think 21, Coach.
Or 21, yeah, 21, Elijah Sanchez. And Coach, we had kind of talked about that. You know, Lovington's so diverse, especially in their running game, early downs. You know, Goddard maybe brings some pressure, you know, and they did on that one. Beautiful.
That's one of those plays that you're waiting for. You're licking your chops for as a linebacker right there. Free run through.
So we'll see what this does to Lovington's play calling sequence. Now sitting 2nd and 15. Lovington's not afraid to stay on the run here. Kind of a condensed trips formation to the left with the wing. They can motion out of this, do a lot of different things. High snap, but they gather it. Pin and pull, toss to the left. Goddard does a good job. 4-yard gain. Cooper Alpers in on that tackle, number 11. And number 2, Jordan Chavez, coming up playing in the box there. That's the other thing Lovington does, Coach, is, you know, a lot of formations. You know, they keep the plays simple, and then they'll motion and shift to it.
Yes, sir.
So big play for Goddard's defense here. A 3rd and 11. Lovington on Goddard's 41-yard line. Trips to the right, gun to the right, so the backspin skewed to the trip side so far. He's going to bubble out, little sprint out to the right. Got some space. He's going to pump fake and run. He's got a lot of room off there, and he's going to score a touchdown. Wow, so that's Perez right there, Coach, and we had mentioned his speed, and he had the Coach. He had the edge on that sprint out. He did a little pump fake. I think it was designed pass, and then Coach, he just saw the grass and went.
You know, that's one thing that we were kind of worried about coming into this game, knowing that guy could run. You give him a little space, who knows what he can make happen. I'm looking at their roster. I may be mistaken, but that might be Sanchez. But talking to one of their coaches, they said Perez was going to start.
Okay. The PAT is no good. So Lovington strikes early off of the interception, up 6-0. We will take over. That was a first down run. Was that Montoya?
Ryan Romero.
Ryan Romero in. And Coach Ryan Romero is another one of these young guys, been biding his time and getting the opportunity to play and getting that first down carry, 2 yards, be 2nd and 8. So starting on the offensive line for Goddard, right tackle is going to be Lente, right guard.
Munoz.
Eddie Munoz. Center, Remy Franco. Left guard, Marcus Torres, and then Reyes Nunez, the left tackle. We mentioned Nate Vasquez, the quarterback, Isaiah Montoya in there at that running back. Ryan Romero going to get some reps there as well. Jose Porras, Bryant O'Mara, and Lujan also coach in there. And then you'll see JT Thompson playing that H-back, that wing, tied in, a little bit of everything. Big play, 3rd and 5. Looks like a condensed trips to the right, gun to the left. Lovington walking up some pressure. Vasquez back to pass, going to slip it out to Romero. Makes a guy miss, reaches the ball out, should be a first down. Are we going to get a bad spot, though? Coach, they're going to spot that short. It looked like he stayed up and then stretched the ball over. I think that's a poor spot. Going to bring up a 4th down. And really, we got a punt here, but it is into the wind on our own 27. We just got a punt, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. But
that's tough right there. He might have stepped out. I don't know.
Yeah, he either stepped out or it looks like he just, on that initial contact, the official's going to mark that knee down, but I think he fought through that, then stretched that ball out. So 4th and 2, Goddard, it's too early in the season, too early in the game to risk this. Vasquez on to punt. That's a good punt right into the wind. That ball's down. Lovington going to field that on one hop. A little trouble, but he gets it. Number 4 for Lovington on that one, Edgar Zubia. Coach, that was a tricky ball. He got on it. All right, we're going to keep it here. So Lovington up 6-0 early, 6:57 to go in the first quarter. So we'll see what adjustments both teams make. Goddard on defense. Tanner Lair going to start at that left defensive end. Colton Yauk at that 2 technique inside. Alex Benavidez at the other defensive tackle. Cooper Alpers at the defensive end spot. We mentioned Jesus Ortiz, Angel Mesa, Elijah Sanchez at linebacker. Isaiah Hunter at corner. Here's Perez for Lovington. Back to pass. Going to scramble again. Goddard all over it. He's scrambling again. Right, left, right, back. Throw it out of bounds. That looks like, that's like Johnny Manziel back in the day. But Goddard all over it. Romeo Pai is going to start at that weak side safety. Jordan Chavez at the free. And then Deegan, like we mentioned, that strong safety, kind of a walk-down linebacker into the box. And then Coach Goddard's got some depth, so that's the starting lineup. The starting lineup. You're going to see a lot of guys work in here. So Lovington sticking with that trips formation into the boundary. The number 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage, lets them motion wide. Perez going to keep it up the middle. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and then down.
And he's slippery.
Perez is slippery. Goddard was in the backfield on that one. Got to wrap him.
And you kind of expect that in the first game. We're going to have some missed tackles, and Coach Bolaños that's going to be a coaching point. That happens every year.
And Lovington, obviously, they've ran 7 or 8 plays here. They want to get Perez running on the edge and creating plays with the passing game on the outside as well. So I think you start to see Goddard really key on Perez and see if somebody else can beat us. 3rd and 4, Lovington's own 36-yard line. Perez out to the right, and there's a big sack. That's going to be number 6 for Goddard, Alex Benavidez. Roll blue, huge. And, Coach, they tried to get Perez again. That's similar to the play they scored the touchdown on, that sprint out to the right. And Benavidez, number 6, got out there and got him.
That was a good open field tackle on that young man.
Lovington will have to punt. And they'll have the wind behind them on this one. And they're just going to go straight left to the sideline, kick it out of bounds. Kicked it away from Isaiah Hunter. And kind of interesting there, I thought maybe they could boom that one. They just kicked it straight out of bounds, deliberately. Maybe Lovington a little worried about their punt coverage there, just kicked it out of bounds and play some defense. So Goddard will take over on our own 41-yard line, right hash.
Montoya's back in at running back.
Bryant O'Mara. Single receiver to the right. Tight bunch to the left. Snap is on the ground. Vasquez does a good job gathering that. Gets it to Montoya, but there's no chance of the snaps on the ground.
The timing was messed up there. Looked like Lovington was too high there. We haven't seen him be too high yet. Interested to see what they're going to do there.
Lovington, since that big early down run to start the game, they're really kind of walking those linebackers up, crowding the box a little bit more, kind of daring Goddard to pass maybe. Goddard on the ball, ready to go. 2nd and 14, 3-yard loss. Vasquez in the shotgun. Low snap again, straight drop back over the middle, intercepted. Wait a minute, and then they...
Do we have a whistle?
So it's interception, but they blew it dead. Are they saying he
Was his knee down maybe?
he must have intercepted it, then his knee went down. I didn't see that, but either way, number 4 for Lovington, Edgar Zubia again, and he was the same guy on the punt return. He's got good hands, and Coach Hia read that right over the middle. So that's the 2nd interception for Goddard to start the game. So the defense kind of in a tough spot. Got to try to get a stop here. Lovington will take over in Goddard's territory on the 47-yard line. Perez in the shotgun. Run up the middle to number 33. It's going to be Jeremiah Caballero. Goddard does a good job tightening up on the inside there. Number 45, that's Colton. How are we saying it, Coach?
I think I said it. Is it Yock?
Yock. Colton Yock in there with a good play. Lovington 2-by-2. Gun to the left. Perez, straight drop back. Alpers with the pressure, big hit. But Lovington's got a guy wide open. I think the corner fell down. Is that what you saw?
Yes, sir. Zai Hunter, he fell down.
So loss of footing out there, the number 6 for Lovington.
The safety on that side, he drove on the drag.
Julian Madrid, I think we got, let's see, Jude Madrid. And Coach, that's an easy one there. Tough break for Goddard. Coverage. Corner fell down, and Madrid ends up wide open. And Cooper Alpers had great pressure right there and a big hit. But you got to win the one-on-nones, and Lovington got that one. So, and the PAT is good, so up 13-0. We will take another timeout, come back for the kickoff. KSVPTV.com. Coach Deck, Coach Strand having fun in Lovington. We'll be back.
Technology. Board-certified physicians. Care you might expect to travel hours for. Right here. We've never believed where you live should determine the care you receive. Close to family, close to home. We're here. Artesia General Hospital.
All right, we are back. KSVPTV.com. Coach Deck, Coach Strand. Andrew producing with his crew. Lovington up 13-0, and Coach, it's the Goddard turnovers that have been the difference. There's been 2 interceptions, led to two Lovington scores. Let's see if Isaiah Hunter on this kickoff could get us going. He fields it deep, makes a cut, breaks a tackle. Good play to get that up to the 28. But Coach, Goddard's done some good things in the running game, but just a couple interceptions have cost us.
Yes, sir. We just need Nate, and he's going to do good. You know he can play. I'm excited for him to let loose right here and have fun. First game jitters, we'll get it out and we'll get going.
So we'll see what adjustments Goddard makes here. You know, maybe maybe we'll just kind of get back on that run, try to establish the run, and then get the passing game into a rhythm after that. Lovington, like you said, kind of a 3-3-5 base kind of is what they do, and they're moving guys around.
Looks like we brought on a heavy tackle there to play tight end. I like it.
So that'll be a good formation to run at Lovington's base defense. And there you see Romero get that 9-yard run right on first down, brings up a 2nd and 1. And that's the best down and distance in football for an offense is 2nd and 1.
Oh, your playbook is completely open right there. Bringing that tight end on helps with those run-throughs with that 3-3 stack too.
So Lovington will have to adjust for that. And they adjusted late. They kind of walked up that backer, but he was out of position. And Lovington, they are going to adjust that a little bit now. So is that Marcus Torres looks like maybe there, that heavy tackle?
Yes, sir.
And Ryan Romero, Ryan Romero is going to pick up the first down base run right up the middle. So I think, this is a good adjustment for Goddard here. We had that good run early and a couple turnovers. Let's just calm down and get that run established, and Goddard's doing that first down.
Yes, sir. Get us some momentum. It's interesting. Lovington's staying too high when they bring a tight end in the game. I wonder if they're going to adjust that.
Yeah, they.
Looks like they dropped him. Oh no!
So it's really more kind of like a 5-2 look with a 2 deep, and there's going to be a wide fly sweep. That's going to be number 21.
I think it was Jose.
Oh, it's Jose. So Jose Porras there getting the touch wide. Lovington all over that one. Going to lose a couple, but Coach, it's so great to see Jose Porras the second out there. He tore his ACL last year. This is one of the best athletes that we've ever had here at Goddard, and one of the best kids. 2-time state champion in the high jump, 4-sport athlete, does it all. And Coach, he has put in the time and the work to get cleared here tonight, and there he got his first touch. That has to feel good for him, and we're sure proud of him.
Yes, sir.
Vasquez, gun to the left, motion will make it a trips with a heavy tackle to the right. Vasquez, throw the out route. That'll be a catch by, missed the number on that one. Let's see.
It was JT, it was just Thompson.
So Thompson's going to catch that out route, but then Lovington was all over that one, number 33.
It's 88.
Or 88.
It's
Next page.
Got an 88 somewhere.
Going back to Porras, Coach, man, not only is he a great athlete, he's a really good young man, too. Very respectful. He does everything the right way, and he works hard, too. Wakes up every morning, works out. He's worked hard to get back to where he is right now.
And getting looks, next level, that's the time. That's the type of athlete he is. So big third down for Goddard. Lovington, 2 good stops on first and second down, 3rd and 12. Goddard's own 41, left hash, Vasquez straight back. Going to be a screen. This is Lujan, got some space. Remy's out there leading the way. First down, Goddard into Lovington territory. Roll blue. Great play call there, Coach.
As a wide receiver, that's one thing you love to see is all your big guys out in front of you. Picking up blocks. It's a good call right there.
And Remy Franco, the center, Coach, he was out there leading that with everybody else, and good job by Lujan catching that in rhythm. Good ball from Vasquez. So Goddard into Lovington's territory now. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Goddard is on the ball. Let's see if we'll snap it. I think we will. A little toss to the left out of the gun. Good cut from Montoya, lowers the shoulder. Another poor spot there. You're going to mark us about a 6-yard gain to the 40, but he stretched that out to the 8 for an 8-yard gain. But that'll be the end of the first quarter. But whenever we come back, Lovington's up 13-0, but Goddard is cooking on this drive. We will come back 2nd and 3 in Lovington territory. KSVPTV.com, Goddard Rocket Football. Coach Deck and Coach Strand, roll blue.
You receive. Close to family, close to home. We're here. Artesia General Hospital.
All right, we are back. Goddard in business in Lovington's territory. Start of the second quarter. We will flip the field.
2nd and 2. Playbook's wide open. We got some momentum here, Coach. We need to go score.
So Goddard has shifted. We're still in the shotgun, but we're in a running formation with the heavy tackle, and there is a run right up the middle. Romero breaking 2 tackles,
Fumbled.
dragging a guy, but the ball's loose. Lovington's got it. I think definitely a fumble. Who came up with it? It looked like Lovington right away, but yeah, it is going to be Lovington's ball. So another tough break for Goddard, Coach. That's the 3rd turnover. We have 2 interceptions and 1 fumble, and Romero did a great job breaking tackles there, picked up the 1st down, but then Lovington went and ripped it out.
Gotta love the effort on the run, but we just got to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
A smart play by Lovington right there, too. Romero got his back turned to the end zone. They started going after the ball.
And a fumble, or I mean a flag on the play after the fumble. That's going to be on Goddard. So it'll be a fumble and then plus 15 yards after the play. So Lovington is going to take over on their own 46. So that's tough. We fumble, and then we get the 15-yard penalty after the play. So Goddard, things are not going our way right now. Turnovers and some undisciplined football. And we need to stop right here, Coach. It feels like, it's 13-0, but if Lovington go up 3 scores here, it feels monumental with the momentum they have. Perez in the shotgun motion to the left. That's with a heavy lineman motion. That's more of a shift. Base run up the middle. There's Benavidez, Alpers, really everybody in on that one. Tanner Lair. Good job by Goddard on that one.
Yes, sir.
Stuffing that. Deegan. So Coach Goddard's defense has played pretty good ball. We've just been really kind of put in bad positions out there, and this is another one.
Well, when we fall down, that could happen to anyone. Fall down on that one deep post. And
Twins to the left, split to the right, wing to the right, but that's a heavy lineman. Perez, straight drop back to pass, pressure from Goddard. Perez escapes, rolls to the right, complete to number 18. Justin Allen, and Coach Perez again making things happen outside the pocket.
I mean, he looks pretty comfortable back there.
Yeah. So 1st down into Goddard territory. It's going to be on the 31-yard line on the right hash. Twins left, Twins right. It's the first time Lovington's been really in a traditional spread formation. That's Madrid at tailback with Perez. Straight drop back in the gun. Pressure from Goddard again. Alpers forces him to get rid of it, and almost complete out there. Pretty good play again by 18. And Coach, you can see Alpers' presence on the edge there. I think Perez was wanting to run that, and then Alpers caught him. Cooper Alpers, he's playing defensive end, but we know that kid's one of the fastest players on the field from our track days.
Man, he's got a good motor, too. That was a good play by Jordan Chavez just to chase that ball down and get it out.
Really, really good. And it's good awareness from Perez, too, because like I said, he was wanting to take off and then felt the pressure and really threw a great ball on that deep corner quick. So Perez really showing a good mix of run and pass mentality. He is going to be a problem. Run up the middle to Madrid. Good job by Goddard. That's going to be Tanner Lair, Coach. playing that defensive end spot, number 55, and Benavidez as well.
He did a good job staying on the heel line, not getting back too far upfield. Was able to squeeze it down, make the play.
Yeah, and good read on that run pass action. You know, Lovington's going to mix those in, and Coach, it's really been Perez on the edge, has really been Goddard's problem. Everything else, we've stuffed it. 2-by-2 look from Lovington. Goddard, 4-man front, 2 deep. Perez, straight drop back from the gun. And he's inviting the rush. Cooper Alpers says no way. Big sack, 20-yard loss. Roll blue, Coop.
Big time play right there.
Big time. And, Coach, we just talked about Cooper Alpers' speed, and you get that at the defensive end position, and that's what happens. You get a 20-yard loss.
That's a heck of a play to make on that quarterback right there, as loose as he's been.
And we had mentioned it a couple plays ago. Cooper was right in Perez's ear there, and I think Perez felt him on that one again, and then Cooper finished him, though. Big loss. Lovington has to punt. Cooper Alpers, roll blue. So Peter, get away from that punt. Goddard will take over on their own 25-yard line, and we mentioned it at the start of that possession. Goddard defense had to come up with a stop there, and we did. Really great series.
It kind of goes back to, you know, Perez throwing that ball deep, Jordan Chavez chasing it down, getting it out, and then let your DLs do some work in 3rd and long, and Cooper did. He came up big right there.
So Lovington up 13-0, 9:19 here to go in the second quarter. But Goddard with the big stop. And Goddard's last possession on offense, Coach, we really ran the ball well until the fumble. I would expect to see us just jump right back into that run game. So we've got twins to the right, wing to the right end of the boundary. Another low snap. Vasquez going to hand that off to Montoya. He's going to push the pile. Nice little three-yard gain on that one. And, Coach, how about Isaiah Montoya taking over that running back position this year? Coach, not a better kid, not a kid that's going to work harder, and he has put in his time. And, Coach, the running back position at Goddard, there's a lot of tradition and history there, including his dad, Randy Montoya, one of the best backs ever to play for Goddard. And what a special moment to watch him out there just toting the rock.
Man, and he is smart. He's arguably one of the smartest students I've ever had.
Vasquez, gun to the left, fake snap, might get a false start here. Looked like we tried to draw Lovington and maybe we jumped. Let's see.
False start.
So snaps have been an issue so far. A lot of snaps low. And I don't know if we were trying to hard count there and then the snap was late, or if we were off on that one, but going to be a false start on Goddard. All right, Vasquez has the play. So that kind of negates the first down run from Montoya. We're back to 2nd and 11. Trips to the left. One of them's a wing. That's Thompson. Porras split to the right, I think. Long way from us here. Gun to the left. Vasquez, another low snap, another
timeout.
It's going to be a timeout, Goddard. We will take a quick timeout as well. Lovington up 13-0, 8:11 to go, second quarter. Goddard starting to heat up. Roll blue.
People are often surprised by what they find here. More expertise than people expect. Advanced technology. Board-certified physicians. Care you might expect to travel hours for, right here. We've never believed where you live should determine the care you receive. Close to family, close to home. We're here. Artesia General Hospital.
All right, we are back. So Goddard coming out of the timeout, 2nd and 10 on our own 20-yard line. Vasquez in the shotgun with Montoya. Good snap there, a little toss to the right. Montoya trying to fight for that edge, runs out of room into the sideline. Might pick up a couple, see where they spot it.
We got back in that trips bunch set right there, and our sweep into the boundary. Trying
And
to get
that's
the ball on the edge.
You know, and that's where you can get that pin and pull action out there, and that's where we can get Reyes, Nunez, and Lenti, those tackles kind of out in space, and Lovington all over that one. 3rd and 10, we pick up a couple. 8:0, the clock stops out of bounds, so 8:05 to go, second quarter. Lovington up 13-0. Be nice if Goddard can get a couple first downs at least for field position purposes. Big play here, 3rd and 10. Twins left, Vasquez, good snap on that one, steps up in the pocket, looking to run. He's going to release that to Romero, got a little bit of space, gets a block from Portas. Romero breaks a tackle, picks up the first down. Big play, big block from Portas, and then Romero picks up the first down. Good job by Vasquez. Coach, he stepped up in the pocket and found Romero. Good.
Man, that's heads up right there, keeping the play alive. Saw his guy right there, said, I'll give you the ball.
You know, in Lovington, you know, they just pretty well played coverage, rush with their front. Nate with the initial look downfield, felt the pressure, stepped up. Good football there from Goddard, and a critical first down. We will be on our own 39-yard line, left hash now. Let's see if we can get something going. 7:39 and counting in the second quarter. Twins right, heavy with the wing to the left. We'll motion Thompson to the right. Gun to the left, heavy run formation. Romero breaks the initial tackle, but Lovington swarm defense there.
There's too much penetration right there.
Goddard going to lose one. And how about Romero, Coach? He's, you know, really doing a good job breaking a lot of tackles, getting those extra yards there. You know, on that one, you know, Lovington swarmed him, but Romero running physical.
He's doing well.
Same formation, Twins to the right. Now Thompson will motion to the right. Vasquez, drop back, step up in the pocket, throw deep. Portas, corner
What a
route.
throw.
What a throw, what a ball. It's complete. First down, Jose Portas, welcome back. Roll blue down to Lovington's 36-yard line. Coach, there's that deep corner route to the field. What a ball, and what an adjustment by Portas.
That was a heck of a throw by Vasquez right there. We'd love to see that. We need to score right here, Coach.
And how does that feel for Jose? That's the official I'm back moment right there, right?
Let's go, yes, sir.
All right.
See if this gets us going right here.
Goddard will flip the formation. Twins left, heavy and wing to the right. Let's see if we motion. We don't motion on that one. Going to pull the backside guard, run up the middle. Look at Montoya fight for yards. Going to pick up about 4.
That looked like that was going to be a pretty good play right there.
So Lovington playing downhill. They are aggressively playing the run in this formation. But Goddard's still a good 3 yards on there. And, Coach, I don't like the spot on that. You know, that was a good 4, and they are going to mark us for barely 2. I think Goddard's close to getting to maybe to a kind of a play action area. We're gonna shift that to a heavy right, Twins right, toss to the right with a little pin and pull. Good cut, Montoya. Gonna pick up almost a first down. Gonna be out 1 yard short. And coach, that's a nice adjustment to that formation. Shift pre-snap, and then pin and pull that way to the twin side. There you go.
Looks like the Lovington's overplaying that tight end wing side, and maybe flip you guys the other way and take advantage of it.
Really good look there from Goddard. Both teams. This is good coaching back and forth here in this formation for Goddard. Now a 3rd and 1. See what Goddard does.
You got to think this is 2-down territory for sure.
For sure. You know, and Goddard's got the mafia set for the short yardage. Twins left, wing to the left. Oh, good cut from Montoya. How about that big run down to the 15 off of that split flow look. And Goddard mixing up the timing of that snap. You know, that maybe looked like a shift, but really ended up being just a pre-snap motion. And snap it and hand it off to Montoya. Just basic inside zone up the middle.
We got a good push up front. You know, looking at these corners right here, it looks like, just looking at their eyes, it looks like they're playing man right now.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if we might take a shot to one of our outside guys.
And now that Jose kind of got that first catch in down the field, I think that play's definitely there.
They are playing their safety really short too.
Yeah.
They're daring us to throw it over the top.
And that's what you're saying right there, Coach. Jose Porras, about the most man coverage you could get right there. Look at Montoya up the middle, though. We don't need to throw the ball, run it right down the hatch. That's Remy Franco and Eddie and Marcus Torres. Of course, well, he's kind of playing that heavy tackle. So Christian Acosta in there. So whenever we go heavy, looks like Christian will go left guard, and then Marcus Torres there on the outside. Coach in business up the middle. Lovington looks like we're going to have a cramp out there. And you know, credit to both teams. That's the first cramp we've had here at the end of the second quarter. Coach, the stretch of weather here in New Mexico in this part of the state has been absolutely brutal with the heat. And that's the first cramp we've had, and that's just a testament to both teams and the type of conditioning that they have.
Yes, sir. It's been one of the hottest summers I can remember.
It is.
Be interested to see if Goddard comes out in their mafia set right here.
Looks like he's okay. That's just a cramp, and you and I both know that's not going to be the first or the last one, or the last one of tonight. It has been hot, and you know, Lovington's got that blue field, and I don't know, is blue hotter than green? I don't know. That'd be a question for Canvas or something.
For Mythbusters or something.
Yeah, that'd be a whole episode there.
Coach, how about the freshmen last night getting a big win?
Oh man, the freshmen get the win over Roswell High, 34-28, and that was a great ball game. You know, Goddard was up 22-0 at the end of the first quarter. 28-6 at halftime. Roswell, big comeback, ties that at 28. Goddard, big drive. Roswell, big drive, but interception at the end seals it for Goddard. And we're at another good one tonight. Goddard varsity trying to get on the board here. 1st and goal from the 7. Goddard staying in that formation. Twins right, heavy left. Now motion to the right, make it a trips with the wing. Vasquez looks like he's changing the play. Little quick throw to Portas, makes a man miss, makes another guy miss. And why are they blowing that play dead? He's fighting forward for yards. Again, the spot, questionable.
I think that might have been Lujan.
That is Lujan, you're right, 4. So we got 4 at the outside receiver.
It was a great effort by him.
And they're blowing that play dead early.
It was a good block outside by Portas, though.
It was. So Lujan and Porras split out to the right. Goddard with the shift. That's Torres and Thompson.
No
A big,
adjustment.
heavy twins to the right. Probably run to the
He'll get
right.
in there.
Oh,
Get in.
Montoya trying to keep
Put
his
your
feet.
hands up.
Throw those hands up. Touchdown. Goddard roll blue. Montoya lost his feet for a second, gathered them. But that was the offensive line off of that shift. Coach, that was a downhill run for a touchdown. Love to see it.
It was a heck of an effort by Montoya, just keeping his feet up and get in. Looking at Lovington right there, we shifted and they didn't even move. They didn't adjust at all right there.
So Goddard is on to something right there. Great call by Coach Bolaños with the shift to heavy, plus the motion over. Montoya into the end zone. Now Braden McDaniel on for the PAT. Snap, hold, kick. Throw those hands up again. McDaniel, money down the middle. Big drive from Goddard, make it 13-7 Lovington. But Goddard, that's exactly what we needed. We will be back for the kickoff. KSVPTV.com. Goddard Rocket Football. All right, we are back. Goddard with the deep kickoff, and that's going to get almost to the end zone. Fielded at the 1 by Lovington. Up the numbers on their right side. Breaks a tackle. Madrid up to the 27-yard line. How about that kick from Braden McDaniel? Drills the PAT. And then on the kickoff, down to the 1, Coach.
Man, that is huge when you have a kicker that can kick it to the end zone like that.
And he can run the 400 as well in track, and a great soccer player, 3-sport kid, and 2 of them at the same time, soccer and football. The senior, Braden McDaniel.
Another great young man, too.
Phenomenal kid. Love that kid. Braden doing work out there.
Our defense is locked in. They're tightened up. We need another stop here.
So here we go. 2:29 to go in the first half. Lovington will have the ball coming out in the third quarter. They're just going to try to run Perez off the edge. Alpers tries to catch him from behind, can't get him. But then Goddard all over that one. That's going to be Hunter for Goddard, and then also number 6, Benavidez. Coach Alpers making things happen out there.
Man, and you know he had to sit out last year. You
He
know
did.
he's hungry this year. You love to see him doing good.
Lovington on the ball, ready to go. Clock's running down to 2 minutes. Straight drop back. Perez looking to scramble. Under pressure, left to his right. Can't find anybody. Throw it downfield. Now it's caught. Breaks a tackle. Dangerous. Look out. Goddard's got to get him, and we do. But a big completion down into Goddard's territory, down to the 37-yard line. And again, Coach Perez, scramble. Scramble left, scramble right, step up, step back out. Tough to defend.
That's a long time for them DBs to stay covered or keep coverage.
And Lovington obviously very well practiced in their scramble game with the receivers. Perez keeps it. Look out, dangerous. Coming back with a hold, though. Crucial play. Big call from the official, and very obvious hold down there. You know, Goddard's D-line's been creating pressure all night. It's just then Perez extends the play, and Coach, it looks like a read, but you know he was just keeping that all the way.
Yes, sir. You got to give him credit, too. When the pocket breaks down like that, he's still able to keep his eyes down the field. It's kind of a hard thing to do, especially when you're young. You just look to run.
And talk about the scramble game or the scramble drill with the receivers. What are the receivers looking to do during those scramble moments?
You know, Coach, they're just trying to level out and get their eyes, get on the same side as the quarterback, and just it's like spacing in basketball. You can't all be in the same spot. You know, they try to find some space, some grass, and get open.
And all these guys are connected. You can see it. Lovington goes empty here, trips to the right, Twins to the left, and he's looking to scramble again. Alpers after him. Perez makes another guy miss. He's still loose. Going to get some of the yardage back after that holding penalty. But down to 55 seconds, Lovington will call a timeout. And
Ortiz with the stop right there. That was a good effort to
yeah,
get him ran down.
And Coach, this is fun to watch. Goddard's defense chasing Perez. I mean, Perez will extend the play initially almost every time, but Goddard really, other than early on in those first couple possessions, Perez getting loose deep, we've done a really good job the past few possessions.
Yes, sir. We just got to keep him in the pocket. Can't let him get loose. When that kid finds some space, it's dangerous.
And it looks like he's really kind of baiting that. You know, he's not wanting to throw in rhythm. He's going to step up in the pocket just to then bounce back out. He's really trying to draw the rush in and then play that scramble ball that, like we talked about.
Especially at this point in the game. You know, they're not trying to give up anything deep. You go empty, you're taking away the pass.
And Lovington last year had a really good kicker, and I believe he was young. So I would assume he was back, and so the field goal might be in play here for Lovington. It's not in play for everybody at the high school level. But I can remember last year Lovington had a kicker, and I believe he was young. I guess we'll see where we go here, but only on the 37-yard line for Lovington of Goddard. There's the snap. He's going to get rid of that one quick. This is going to be intercepted. Jordan Chavez trying to break a tackle, but a big pick right there. And so the first play of the game that Perez really just caught the snap and threw in rhythm. Jordan Chavez is back for the pick, and then another flag after the play. And this one's going to be on Lovington, I believe, for unsportsmanlike conduct. And this penalty could end up being big, giving Goddard an extra 15 yards.
Looks like
Jordan.
Go ahead.
But Jordan Chavez rolled blue, man. There you go, just sitting back too deep. You know, late in the half, like you said, Lovington's going to have to push the ball down the field. There we go.
Looks like the wind kind of kept that ball inside. It was a heads-up play by Jordan just to get his eyes on the ball. It was kind of a tough play. He had to turn his head all the way around his body.
And it's like Lovington told Perez, hey, no scramble on this one. Just catch it, throw it in rhythm. Let's try to make a play. It's late in the half. We got to try to get down there. And Perez did not look as comfortable throwing in rhythm right there.
No, sir.
So big penalty on Lovington. So both teams, couple penalties after the play. So both coaches would be upset about that. So we'll see. So Goddard, 45 seconds left with the ball, own 25-yard line. You don't want to force anything, but you know, you got a couple timeouts. You can see if you can pop a run, pop a pass. You never know. See how Goddard plays it. Vasquez in the shotgun, straight drop back, going to throw an out route over there. Oh, we ran back inside. We got to get out of bounds there. We'll have to use a timeout. So no gain on that. And then Goddard has to use a quick timeout. So that might change maybe how Coach Bolaños looks at this situation. Now, if we can get out of bounds there, 5-yard gain, maybe we push the ball down the field. But now we got to burn a timeout. Maybe just run this out, go in 13-7. What do you think, Coach?
Yes, sir. We made a pretty good comeback right here in the second quarter. Defense has made some great adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, if the half ends like this, I think Goddard would feel like, hey, we have the momentum going into the second half. So we'll see how both teams play it. And obviously, if you're Lovington, you're saying, hey, nothing over our heads. Just come up, make a sound tackle. No penalties.
If you're Goddard, just can't turn over the ball right now.
34 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 10 on the 25-yard line. Goddard, Vasquez, little out route, little quick play out of bounds.
Porras.
Nice little route there from Jose, and that'll stop the clock. Minimal gain, but.
And you love to see your quarterback in rhythm right there. Just
Yeah.
hit his back step, put it on him.
So that gives Goddard an opportunity to maybe think about, pushing the ball down the field, try to get a first down. Problem is, you don't pick this up, you're going to have to punt deep in your own territory. So I think maybe Goddard just run this here and see if you can pick up a first down or a big run. But, a pass that's incomplete stops the clock. You got to punt. We'll see how we do it. Goddard going empty. Vasquez in the shotgun, straight drop back, going to throw, and that is caught. First down out of bounds, right? Lujan. And, Coach, you said it from Vasquez a minute ago. When he's throwing in rhythm, he is putting it on the money, and that was another one. And I'm loving this 2-minute offense right now from Goddard. So, Goddard, they do go aggressive there, 3rd and 6, and great call, great play. First down, out of bounds, clock stopped up to the 37-yard line of Lovington now, 24 seconds. Now is whenever we can push it down the field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a good play. I think that was Bryant O'Mara right there on the catch.
Was that
Man,
O'Mara?
what,
Okay.
What an athlete right there, too.
Brian O'Mara, just a sophomore coming in. And, Coach, he got some varsity time last year. Vasquez steps up in the pocket. He's going to scramble, trying to get out of bounds, gets a block, and he does. Great job by Vasquez. And was that Reese with the big block over there?
Yes, sir.
Like?
Yes, sir. You
Good
love
job,
to see those
Reese.
wideouts.
Beautiful.
Getting some blocks.
So Goddard cooking now, Coach. 15 seconds left. And we know Braden McDaniel's got a big leg, and he would have the wind at his back.
A heads-up play by Nate, by Vasquez to get out of bounds right there.
We have one timeout left, so Goddard really a couple good completions away from being in range for Braden McDaniel, but just 15 seconds. We'd like to save that timeout for the field goal, so if we can keep getting out of bounds and stopping the clock. Here we go, empty, trips to the right, twins to the left, Vasquez shotgun, good snap. He steps up in the pocket, throwing it deep. He's got a guy, Hunter! And he's going to catch it down to the 5-yard line. He's down. We could clock it with 6 seconds or timeout. Flag after the play again. So this really, we probably should just use the timeout, kick the field goal. There could be time to clock it with 6 seconds. Coach, how about that ball? Hunter, right up the middle, roll blue, right up the seam.
And Coach, I remember you saying a second ago, maybe we just need to run the ball, but when Vasquez has an arm like that, you can throw it, throw it over the top.
Yeah, once we got that first down, now it's push the ball down the field time. So what is the penalty going to be?
I think Hunter spun the ball after the play.
So that'll back us up 15, and really that probably makes us kick a field goal here. Now, will the clock run once they spot it? That's something we got to figure out, because we'll have to use the timeout, which we did anyways, I'm sure. So now what do we got? So that's a big penalty, 15 yards. And now is Lovington's trying to ask that same question too. Is this clock going to run, I think? So Goddard was breaking the huddle, ready to go. The wind has kind of calmed down a little bit, looking at the flags out there. So I think the discussion out there, I think Lovington's wanting to know, like, should this clock run? And Goddard should have one timeout left, so Goddard could just call a timeout right now, and then it solves it. I think both coaches are asking that question: is the clock going to run after that penalty once the ball's set? So Goddard would either have to clock it, be on the ball ready to go with 6 seconds, clock it, and there's 3 seconds left, or just call a timeout right now, and you have 6 seconds for one play. Either way, Goddard's going to have one play. Just a matter of whether it's 3 seconds or 6 seconds. It doesn't really matter significantly because Goddard could use a timeout either way. And there's no time really for Goddard to run 2 plays, right? I mean, I think both coaches are asking that question. It looks like they are going to run the clock, but they're not running it. Wait a minute. Yep, there they run it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Got to be a Hail Mary. Here we go. Throwing it deep up to Romero. Incomplete pass, so that'll be halftime. So did Goddard not have a timeout there? Are we wrong on the?
We must have been.
Okay, so which I guess either way it's going to be a Hail Mary. So, Coach, what a great first half. So Lovington is going to be up 13-7, and Lovington's band is going to be out on the field. Looks like they're going to rock the house. So first half in the books, and man, we're in for a good second half. Lovington will receive the opening second half kickoff. 15 minutes on the clock. Goddard down 13-7, but playing good ball here at the end. Coach Deck, Coach Strand will be back. KSVPTV.com. Goddard Rocket Football.
Summer fun is almost done. Summer fun is almost done, but the savings roll on during the Roswell Honda Summer Event. Now through the end of the month, score an unbelievable rate on your next ride, like 5.49% for up to 60 months on 2026 Civic Hatchback, 3.99% for up to 60 on 26 HRV and Accord Hybrid, 2.49% for up to 36 months on 26 CRV and CRV Hybrid, and an unbelievable 1.99% for up to 36 months on 2026 Ridgeline. The Summer Event on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
National Furniture Liquidators $1 million inventory reduction event. Excessive heat and a stagnant economy have filled our warehouses to the brim. Drastic reductions in place to relieve the overcrowding. Store-wide savings like a 4-piece queen bedroom set just $488, a reclining sofa or love seat just $498 each piece, a king-size mattress with adjustable base just $899, plus great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators. Now more than ever.
Nobody beats short.
Pecos Valley Equipment, your local John Deere dealer. Their compact utility tractors can do it all. Clear brush, grade driveways, mow pastures, dig post holes, or move dirt. There's an implement for every job. Rotary cutters, box blades, pallet forks, tillers, grapplers, augers, and more to help you work smarter, not harder. Built for performance, built to last, built to fit your John Deere. Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment, 312 West Ritchie and Artesia, or 1015 South Atkinson in Roswell. One tractor, endless possibilities.
Do you have missing teeth or would like them replaced? If you think dental implants are not affordable, think again. At Maupin & Brown Dentistry, their goal has always been to provide the highest quality dentistry in a state-of-the-art office at a reasonable price. They routinely treat patients that have traveled out of town for a consultation but cannot afford the treatment quoted. If this sounds like your story, come in today. As one of New Mexico's largest users of the world-class Nobel implants, they're able to purchase in volume and pass the savings on to you. So if you're missing a tooth or have loose dentures, call today for a free evaluation, which includes a free 3D x-ray. You'll be given treatment options and an honest evaluation with no hard sell, no arm twisting. But don't take our word for it. Just ask one of the thousands of patients they've treated. Maupin & Brown Dentistry, your choice for experienced, affordable, state-of-the-art dentistry. Call 627-0141 or visit maupinbrown.com.
Coming to you from Goddard High School, it's the Goddard Rocket Coaches Pregame Show with head coach Art Bolaños and Chris Dent.
All right, welcome. Here we go again, another year of Goddard Rocket football. Here's the Coaches Show, brought to you by Dion's again. I am Coach Deck, joined by head football coach, Coach Bolaños. Here we go, Coach.
Yeah, another year. Exciting.
So week one, we will be making the road trip down to Lovington. But I want to back up and just get everything that we've been up to with the boys, starting with spring ball. You know, that's kind of a new addition that the state of New Mexico has had the past couple years. So talk about how that goes for you and what you're looking for with that. And then, of course, we had a big summer, 7-on-7, all those things. So talk about what we've been up to.
Yeah, we had a really good off season. Last year, I think the funnest part was kind of see our freshmen from last year, or sophomores now, but to see that predominantly JV group grow. They didn't have a great season last year, and then these guys kind of came in and put in some work, and our current seniors and our juniors, they did a good job of leading. I mean, these guys were fantastic.
And so this is your third year now as the head coach, and there's that saying in football. I want to get your thoughts on it. When you take over a football program, pretty well takes kind of 3 years just to put everything in you want with culture and staff and schemes and all those things. Does this third year kind of feel that way for you?
It does. You take over a program, typically you got a couple years, as most people would say, hey, these are your group of kids and stuff like that. But, with these guys, like this senior group right here, I remember, when I was looking at applying for the job, and I did a little bit of research a lot of research, and just kind of looking at our seniors now when they were freshmen, kind of going, hey, this is a pretty good group that you can really build off of. And that was my thought process in that, going like, I really like these guys. And, you kind of talk to people around town, and it is, man, this is a fantastic group of kids. But, it's like I've told the boys, hey, we're no longer rebuilding. I mean, these guys right here, man, are the times, are the guys I've spent a lot of time with. And, when I got here in the spring, I mean, I spent a lot of time with, particularly these seniors right now. So, yeah, kind of claiming them as my first group. And I know they're technically not, but as much time we've spent together, that's
Sure.
kind of how I'm feeling. So, yeah, it's, we're no longer rebuilding. We're no longer young. I mean, we got some experience. So, yeah, there's some pressure on the boys, and they feel it. We feel it. So, yeah.
So in line with that year 3, I want to talk about the culture here. What maybe just two or three things that you would define as, not schemes and things like that, but just two or three things that really define Goddard Rocket football culturally. And then, that ties into the brand. That's, kind of the motto this year. It's on all the shirts. That's what you're wearing today. So talk about the Goddard Rocket football brand and the culture that you've built here.
You think about Goddard Rocket football, and I think, there's a lot of great players that have, in the past, that have made it what it is today. And there's just something about the GR. That's why we brought the GR back. I mean, I played here, and to wear the GR, it means a lot, and so I think one of the things that, a lot of people can say, especially those older guys, is, hey, when you played Goddard, man, you're going to play a tough football team, and they were going to hit you. And so, one of the things we kind of talked about with the brand is, I was sitting there kind of going, all right, man, I don't want to have a slogan every single year and come up with something. So, I went to a coaching clinic, man, and we did. We went over there and I saw Coach McGuire over at Texas Tech, and he's got the brand over there, and in football, man, I mean, you copy stuff, man, and you tweak it to your own. And I was driving back from that clinic, just kind of thinking about our program and going, like what does the brand mean? And it's the GR, and it's about the GR. It ain't about you. And I tell the kids that all the time, man. I mean, it's for us, the brand is, like, what does it represent? Like, you're gonna be tough, and you're gonna be disciplined, and you're gonna be relentless, and if we can do these things, man, I mean, we're typically gonna come out, on the better end of a football game if we can do all those things. And that's something we've been preaching all off season is the brand. So it's it's got a nice little twist to it, man, but it's our kids have embraced it, man, and that's who we are, man, as a brand, and it's a GR. So it's it's nothing different, man, from what people in the past know. It's that's what we're trying to produce on the field, man, is tough, hard-nosed football.
You talked about this group of seniors. This is being your 3rd year with them.
Yeah.
Let's get into what we can expect from the football team this year. What are some key guys and key units, and kind of go over offensively and defensively what we can expect?
Yeah. Like this group, man, this is a group that was really successful at the freshman level, like our seniors, and so it's a fun group to watch. I mean, they got great personalities, and all our leaders here, man, they're a fun group of kids. And the one thing that they do, man, is they love football, and I think sometimes you get players in your program and they play football because it's there, it's available. But like these guys, they watch football. I mean, they love football, and they're always just kind of doing something with football. So, that's the exciting part, man, is you're not just getting, you're getting a true football player with a lot of these guys. So, I think, one of the guys that's pretty popular in our program is Jose Porras. He's caught the attention of some D1 coaches, and, he's currently kind of, getting looked at, man, by UNM, and Coach X come down here a few times, and he's really interested in Jose Porras. So, Jose Porras is just, he's a 4-sport athlete here at Goddard High School. So, yeah, a lot of people kind of know who he is. But, you get him and you get Isaiah Montoya. Isaiah Montoya, he's the ultimate teammate, man. I mean, he puts the team first, and it don't matter what it is. He's always going to do what's best for the team, and my goodness, he's a fantastic young man. So you get him and you get some other guys, like Nate Vasquez, he's our quarterback. He's a guy that's just kind of, grown up here in Roswell, and he's gotten the attention, of a lot of people here in Roswell, and he's a hard worker and just does some really good things for us. So, him, Ryan Romero, JT, Reyes Nunez. I mean, there's a long line of Nunez family that's come through Goddard High School. So, he's another legacy kid, man, that's just, done it for a long time. And you get him, and then, and that's, offensively, and, there's a lot of other kids, there too. But on the defensive side of part of it too, guys that have, Jordan Chavez, and he's just a hard-working kid. Doesn't say a whole bunch, man. He comes in, does what he needs to do, and he's a hard worker. And for us, we replace a lot of kids defensively, especially the box. But Cooper Alpers, he didn't play last year, and he's back this year, and we're expecting a lot of good things out of him. And we had Tanner Laird, come in from another school, and he's done some really good things for us. And Alex Benavides, who played on the offensive side of it last year, he's flipping over the defensive side of it. And man, that kid, no questions asked. Hey, Coach, what do you need me to do? Yes, sir, I'll do it. And he's done a fantastic job,
So obviously we play in one of the toughest districts year in, year out. I would expect that to be the same. But then there's kind of been some changes with classification and stuff as well. Have Cibola, PV, Los Lunas, Alamogordo, right?
Yeah.
All coming down. So give us your outlook both on district and then state, and then kind of some of these teams dropping down.
Holy smokes, man. It's, I think we have a difficult classification. I mean, they're just, like, you're right, Alamo coming down, Los Lunas coming down, Cibola coming down, PV coming down. And I'm excited for Los Lunas and Cibola and PV to come down because, it's the last couple years, I feel like, you have some teams up there that don't play any teams from the South, and they're going up there and they're having good records. And then whenever it comes to the coaches poll,
All right, welcome back. Coach Deck with Coach Strand. Lovington up 13-7 here at the start of the second half. So the 15 minutes are up. Now there's the 3-minute warm-up time. Lovington is out of the locker room. They are doing some huggies out there for their little pregame warm up for the 3 minutes. Like I said, Goddard not out. So Lovington up 13-7. Coach, really interesting game. Goddard gets the ball first. We get the interception. Lovington goes down and scores, misses the PAT, make it 6-0. Goddard gets another drive going, fumble. Lovington capitalizes, make it 13-0. So Goddard with the 2 early turnovers, but then after that, Goddard's offense settles down. We start running the football a little bit more. Nate Vasquez starts to heat up. We get the touchdown from Isaiah Montoya. And then Cooper Alpers and really the whole defense start to heat up. Jordan Chavez gets the interception late. Nate Vasquez puts together a phenomenal 2-minute drive there at the end of the second quarter. We can't quite punch it in. We had a late penalty that cost us. All adds up to a 13-7 Lovington lead, with Lovington getting the ball. But Coach, I feel like we got the momentum here to start the third quarter.
Yes, sir. In the first quarter, those turnovers kind of, if you negate those turnovers right there, this is a completely different ball game right now. With that being said, the game's not out of reach at all. Goddard has the momentum. We're down 6. I fully expect the defense to get a stop, and we're going to go down and score.
So let's talk about maybe some adjustments that you think we might see from both teams. Like we said, Lovington's going to get the ball to a start. Early on, Lovington, it was really Perez making plays outside the pocket on those first 2 drives. But since then, Goddard really tightened up, and that's including kind of containing Perez a little bit better. So do you think Lovington maybe jump on the base run a little bit more and try to see what they can do, or sort of continue this kind of scramble ball?
You know, I think Lovington would really like to get the run game going. If they can get that going, that kind of opens up the passing game, lets Perez have a little more space. But Goddard's done a really good job against the run. But I would imagine Lovington's going to try to get the ball rolling right here.
And Goddard offensively, like we said, opened up with the interception and the fumble, or really two interceptions and then the fumble. But then we kind of started doing that heavy look with Marcus Torres out there and that heavy tackle, and Christian Acosta comes in, Thompson at the wing, and then kind of shift those guys or motion Thompson and really got the run going. Lovington really did not adjust to that very well. So I guess you'd expect to see Goddard probably stay on that and see how Lovington adjusts. What do you think?
Yes, sir. I think Coach Bolaños has found something in that formation. Lovington wasn't doing a very good job of shifting when we'd bring both the heavy tackle and JT over, and we took advantage of that. And I bet you money Lovington has an adjustment for at the half, and we'll see if we can make an adjustment based off of that. But I think we can do a lot of things out of that formation.
We are in for a great second half of football between these two legendary rivals. Anybody that knows anything about football in this area, Goddard Lovington tonight, but there is a long history of Goddard Lovington. Even dating back to, the 1989 state championship game. Goddard wins that game over Lovington in overtime. Jim Height, the head coach for that. Sam Jernigan, the defensive coordinator. Sam Jernigan takes over after that, your head coach. And then Goddard goes on just one of the best runs you've ever seen. That's back in the, Lovington had Speedy Faith, and of course Brian Urlacher, NFL Hall of Famer, New Mexico Lobo. Just a lot of pride and tradition out there for these two teams, and we are in store for a great second half. Lovington fields that kickoff, looking for space there. Going to get up across the 25-yard line to the 26-yard line. Braden McDaniel, another great deep kick, Coach, and good coverage.
He's doing a good job kicking the ball deep. We're doing a decent job coverage.
So here's where we see what adjustments will be made. Lovington taking over on offense.
Look to see them getting the run going right here.
That's what I'm thinking. Goddard kind of went to that more heavy look, extra tackle, wing tight end thing. We'll see what Lovington does, because Goddard really started to get a handle on the scramble game with Perez. We'll see. So Lovington, that's a formation they showed in the first half, really a trips right, and sometimes that wing's of lineman, sometimes he's a skilly. He's a skilly right there. Base run inside, Goddard all over it. Madrid breaking a couple tackles, though, but then there's Lair.
And Alpers.
Lair and Alpers, wow. And, Coach, that was, one of the, I don't want to say question marks, okay, but the defensive line does not have experience, and so we were all wondering what this kind of new young D-line was going to look at. What they were going to look like, and Coach, they have looked really, really good. And Alpers, Lair, Benavidez, all those guys up there.
You're exactly right.
Looks like is that Santillan out there? Brian's out there, 33. There you go, Brian. So those guys have held their own. Made a lot of plays. Reverse, there it is. Ball. Ooh, he kind of bobbled the ball. Goddard doing a pretty good job containing that. Going to be a minimal game.
It was a great job by Ortiz fighting off that block.
Yeah, really, really good.
If he doesn't slow him up right there, he could have been gone. But you're right. The defensive line last year it was hard replacing those guys, but these guys have done a really good job.
Elijah Sanchez doing a really good job on that. And, Coach, that really could have been a big play. That was a good play call by Lovington. And Goddard keeps it to a minimum, going to bring up a huge play. 3rd and 3. Motion, going to make it a Twins look there, and Lovington going to get the false start, so it wasn't on the guy in motion. I think on that motion, just the lineman jumped, so make it 3rd and 8. So, Coach, whenever Lovington gets into that kind of trips wing look, sometimes that wing's kind of a skill tight end, H-back kind of guy, then sometimes he's a lineman. Right there, he was kind of that tight end look.
Makes you wonder if Goddard's trying to personnel it, maybe bring another big guy on.
Yeah.
This wide receiver down here, before he had a really wide split. He's a little closer now.
Jesus Ortiz going to have him locked up. Probably want to get to the flat here from Lovington. Looks like maybe a sprint out. There it is. Fake the 18 option. Perez is loose. Look out. across the 50, and Goddard gets him down. No, they don't get him down yet. Helmets off, flags down. We'll have to sort that out. And there's 2 or 3 more flags. I don't know how many flags the officials carry, but they're probably out. They might need a substitute flag out there to throw on that one. A lot to sort out after that play, Coach.
The initial flag was a face mask.
Yeah. So, again, there's a Perez, and that was just a motion to an 18 option to the field. Fakes the pitch and keeps it. And, Coach, he's a handful.
You know, I thought before they had that false start, they put that receiver down below the numbers. I had a feeling they were going to try to get in that crease, that D gap out there, C gap, and they sure did. It
was a really wide split, and you know, Perez has a good arm, but he's not a throw deep outside the numbers guy, and really not even a deep post guy from outside the numbers. So definitely looking to attack that kind of field flat area, and they did.
And he made a few guys miss right there. We got to wrap up a little better. Looks like they waved that flag off, that later flag.
I got a feeling there's got to be, you know, like what you said. I think initially we grabbed his face mask, and then I'm going to say a penalty on both teams after the play, probably. We'll see. And the officials, you know, they don't have the PA system going on, so we're up here trying to guess. And they don't always give signals either, Coach. They kind of just do their own thing sometimes.
I bet Perez is a little gassed after that run. I bet he's glad to have it slow down there.
And that was a big play, you know, 3rd and 8. Big run now into Goddard's territory. And this is going to all go on Goddard. Interesting. But no calls, so we don't really know. I mean, we know there was a face mask, but then after that, Coach, there were 6 flags out there, so who knows?
Looks like they just marked off 15, so I think it might have just been the face mask.
Maybe just the face mask, and they all threw one. All right, that's going to be a trips. Now we're going to get a – it's going to be offside, so Perez tries to draw him off. So that was a big sequence there, 3rd and 8 for Lovington, but a big run from Perez. Penalty, another penalty. Going to be 1st and 5 now on Goddard's 20-yard line. Early 3rd quarter, 10:02 action. There's no score bug out there. I was notified by Andrew and his crew at a KSVP. There's no score bug out there. That's why you see the picture-in-picture of the actual scoreboard here in Lovington. So some technical issues there, but I'm sure next time they'll get that score bug going. Trips right with a wing, gun to the left. The wing will motion to the left, make it a wing to the left now. Give off the right. Good job by Goddard's defense, and that's a really good job reading that action. You know, Perez has kept that probably 80-90% of the time, and Goddard all over that give to Madrid, I believe, for Lovington, number 33.
Caballero.
That's Jade Caballero, I think. Let's see. Jeremiah Caballero. So we're week 1 learning Lovington's roster here. And Caballero, he plays both ways. He had a couple good plays playing that linebacker spot as well. Same look for Lovington.
Little split coverage by Goddard right here. Cover 2 on the backside.
Oh, and there is number 24 for Goddard, Angel De Leon, with a big sack off the edge. Roll blue, Angel. And Lovington tried to leak that back out late up the seam there, and somebody jumped that for God. I don't know if that was Angel Mesa or somebody. Really good read, jumped that seam. That's where Perez wanted to go, and then De Leon was all over it for the sack. And then, like you said, Goddard sitting in that 2 deep coverage, and nowhere for Perez to go. Another big 3rd down.
Yeah, this is a money down right here for Goddard. We got to get a stop right here. If you're Lovington, you're probably thinking 2 down unless they've got that kicker back.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I just remember him being young from last year. We'll have to see what they do. Maybe they go for it anyways. A little counter play looked like. That's going to be caught. Caballero. Where do they spot it? They blow it dead. He's going to be short of a first down about, let's see where they spot it. The near officials got it just short of the 15. And they're going to spot it, right on the 16. So, Coach, what are you doing here? 4th and 2. What do you think Coach Bailey's thinking here? It looks like there's no thinking at all. He's going.
Yes, sir. I'm sure it'll be inside run right here unless they do a zone read. Oh, empty look. I wonder if they're going to run a draw.
Yeah, or just get Perez going right off the edge, pick up the 2 yards. Oh, and it got us to jump almost. Maybe a little check with me, change the play. Now timeout. Nope, he's going to change the play. Perez looking to Coach Bailey. Just a draw right up the middle. You called it. First down. So really, you know it's going to be Perez. You just don't know where, off the edge or up the middle. And like you said, Coach, just spread them out, run the QB draw, pick up the 2. Good call from Lovington, and they will extend the series here. It's not 1st and goal. It's just outside the 10. Going to be on the 13, looks like. Timeout on the field.
I think we might have had an injured guy, and he got up, and they're trying to get him back out on the field.
So that'll be De Leon going off and get a sub on there. Looks like, who came on?
Isaiah Montoya.
So Montoya is going to come on. And, Coach, he has a lot of experience playing defense as well. All right, here we go. Gun to the left, trips right into the boundary. Perez look left, nothing. Now he's trying to draw the rush. He's just playing scramble ball out there, makes a couple guys miss. And really, Coach, that's really been a lot of the offense. He's inviting the rush out there. He's not he's not really looking downfield right there. And then just makes people miss and goes, and there's going to be a holding on Lovington anyways. Or blocking the back, and that's part of the trouble with kind of this scramble offense. It kind of puts your offensive line on different tracks out there.
Yes, sir. It's not a designed run, so them OLs, they don't know where they're going, and they're getting their butts chewed, and it's not really their fault. They've got their hands on. Defense is trying to disconnect, and jerseys get held.
This is a big opportunity for Goddard now. That's a 10-yard penalty now, 1st and goal, but from the 20. Or that's not 1st and goal. It's going to be 1st and 20 from the 20, so they can get a first down at the 3. So it's 1st and 17.
Man coverage, looks like.
2-by-2 look. Gun to the right. Caballero off the edge. Goddard does a good job, but Caballero breaks a tackle, though, and we're going to get another penalty, another hold here on Lovington. And that's Goddard's defensive line doing work off the edge.
We need to capitalize right here.
Yeah. So talk about you as a play caller here now. You're going to be sitting 1st and 27. I mean, obviously not a situation you want to be in, but you're inside the 30. You pretty well have 4 plays to score. What's your mindset here if you're Lovington?
If you've got a pretty good kicker, you're trying to think, well, where do I need to get the ball right here? But if you don't have one, we need to cut that distance in half in 2 plays, get it somewhere manageable. But if you've got a decent kicker, I mean.
And then Goddard probably, don't relax, even though it's 1st and 25, just play like it's 1st and 10.
You can't play too soft if you're Goddard.
Perez, little sprint out to the right. Hesitation, stays to the right, scramble, drill complete down to the 8. Not a lot you could do about that, Coach. That's a great ball on the run, complete to number 5. That's going to be Paul Sanchez.
Romeo Pies, he tried to get there. He laid out for it.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's good coverage from Pies. That's just a perfect ball on the run, Coach. That's not an easy throw.
No, sir. And now if you're Lovington, the playbook's wide open for your red zone.
And you can pick up a first down inside the 3. Going back to that empty look, they went quarterback draw the last time they ran it. They're going to fake the pass. There it is again. He's going to be right up the middle, going to be a touchdown. So Perez in that empty look. Lovington finding a little something they like up the middle. So Lovington will make it 19-7.
That was a long drive, Coach.
It was. That used up a lot of the third quarter, down to 5:30. And credit to Lovington. Goddard did a lot of good things on that, but Lovington just made a couple really good plays, and they're in the end zone. PAT pending.
One of the hardest things in football is when you have a quarterback that can run like that. It doesn't get talked about much, but
it's hard.
Making a play in space like that with a kid or a guy that's that shifty, that's a lot for those DLs and linebackers that have to try to do.
And he's in control of what he wants to do. You can see when he scrambles to pass, and then when he scrambles to run, and when he scrambles to pass, he's extending the play, but he's got his eyes downfield, and his receivers are tuned up as well to work their way back to him, get in his vision.
Looks like we had an offside penalty, and they declined it. They didn't want to get any closer.
So on for the PAT. Let's see, can we get his number here? What do we have here on that kicker? 24.
Kason Alexander.
Yep, I think that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was their kicker from last year. He's pretty good. So PAT's good. So 20-7 Lovington. So we will be back. We will take a quick timeout. KSVPTV.com. Goddard with the ball coming up.
People are often surprised by what they find here. More expertise than people expect. Advanced technology. Board-certified physicians. Care you might expect to travel hours for. Right here. We've never believed where you live should determine the care you receive. Close to family, close to home. We're here. Artesia General Hospital.
All right, we are back. So Lovington, big drive there to open up the third quarter. Used up clock, converted third downs, faced some penalties, got through those, get it in the end zone. Goddard really played some really good defense, made a lot of good plays. It really came down to the legs of Perez, Coach. I mean, he just extends plays, and there's not a lot you could do about that sometimes.
No, sir, and we talked about that. I mean, if you're Lovington, that's exactly what you wanted to start this half. I mean, you chewed up a bunch of clock, and you were able to punch it in the end zone. And Goddard, I mean, we showed a lot of try right there and thought we were going to get a good stop. It was first in forever. But, man, Perez, he's pretty talented with his feet. We've been talking about him a lot tonight.
And KSVP, they told me that the main camera, that's the main video camera that's in the stands, is out of service now. So the guys are up here in the press box with one of those old school handheld cameras, Coach. They're making it work best they can. So camera view might look a little different here. These guys are doing a great job. Andrew and his staff up here. Week one. Technical difficulties. That's how it goes, Coach. And
showing some resilience.
And
Coach.
it's the same thing for a football. I mean, you and I both know coaching football. I mean, you have your scrimmage and week one things. There's penalties, all that stuff. So it's the same on the technical end here, and we'll get rolling. And we're sure happy to be up here. KSVPTV.com. Goddard Rocket Football with these guys. Goddard now with the ball. Down 20-7, long way to go here in the game. 5:30 to go, third quarter. It's been a while since Goddard's had the ball. See if we can kind of maintain that rhythm, and we are back in that formation, kind of that heavy twins look with the shift from Thompson. little toss to the right out of the gun. Multiple flags on the play. We'll see what we got there.
Uh-oh. We have a cramp.
There's a cramp on the field, and we had talked about it. You know, there's going to be some cramps out there.
You know, and a shout out to Michelle Tivis. She did tell us that blue turf is hotter than green turf.
Yeah, I mean that's you know, I think Tivis is going to have to do some kind of, you know, I know she teaches math, but that's got to be a lab or something
For
there.
sure.
Going over that, the heat index here on a blue field. So a shout out to Michelle Tivis there. That's Coach. That's great. We kind of thought that, you know, like blue. I mean green, but confirmed.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Well, it looks like Lovington adjusted a little differently right there. They brought an extra guy over, left 5 on the strong side with the tight end. We ran it at them and just it didn't work out for us. We did have the numbers there. Looks like we're going to stay in that rock look right there, rock loose look.
I know we'll have the pickle juice rolling there on the sideline, Coach. You know how that goes. It's cramp season.
Okay, we brought in Reese, took Torres off.
And O'Mara's gonna be the split in to the right, and they're not covering him. If we could get it to him. Lovington kind of a late adjustment with that. Vasquez scrambling around. Lovington's gonna get him down. Kind of both teams were out of sorts there, not really sure where to line up. They really didn't see O'Mara out there initially. Bryant O'Mara, just a sophomore. Like we said, Coach, you know, he got some time last year on varsity as a freshman, and this receiver group is really exciting, Coach. I mean, you have O'Mara, Porras coming back, Lujan, Hunter getting in there,
Reese.
Thompson is that H-back, Reese is coming in. He's made plays tonight. Exciting group. Good snap there. Vasquez in rhythm from the pocket. Look at that ball. Oh, did he catch it?
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
How did he even get his hands on that ball?
What a great – he did – so it's an incomplete pass, but, man, I think I'd put that on the highlight tape from Porras. What an adjustment. How did he adjust to that?
That's incredible.
So, incomplete pass, but that was a unbelievable adjustment. I thought that was way away from him.
And credit to Vasquez. He put it where only his guy could get it right there.
And Goddard's had good money kind of on that kind of deep corner route to the field there. So 3rd and 8 for Goddard on our own 22-yard line, left hash.
If you've got a screen in your pocket, this might be a good time for it.
I think Lovington might bring some pressure here. Goddard going empty. This is making Lovington adjust. Kind of a low snap, has to gather it, and that's going to be a sack.
Oh, no.
The protection broke down and the ball's loose. What are they going to call here?
I think the white hat has him down, just no whistle.
So they let the play continue, but I think the white hat's going to call him down. He, like you said, he must not have blown the whistle because that, I mean, Vasquez was clearly down there, and he is.
4th and long. We've got to punt it here.
So luckily for Goddard, Vasquez was down on that one, and now we will punt.
I think that was just a 3-man rush. I think that DN just beat us outside right there. I didn't see the number. Did you?
I did not.
Might have been 15.
Lovington playing, I think definitely playing coverage there. And they were kind of adjusting late to our empty. And that might have affected our offensive line a little bit on who was coming there.
So we got a false start penalty there. Thought maybe they were going to do a delay of game, but were we even set yet? Illegal procedure maybe.
So this is tough now for Goddard punting deep in our own end zone. And obviously you always want a great snap, but you've got to have one here. And Coach Vasquez is a good punter, too. So Lovington's going to keep 2 back here. Definitely playing return. Goddard got to have a good one. Snap. Going to push him back. Oh, he doesn't field it. And how about that punt? He's going to let it roll. Still not going to pick it up. And O'Mara hustles down and is going to down the ball all the way to Lovington's. It should have been the 29-yard line. They put it on the 30. Coach, that's the best punt I've seen, maybe Goddard history. Roll blue. Coach, it's going to be really about almost 80 yards off of Nate's foot. Unbelievable.
Needed that one. Man, if you're Lovington, oh, that's frustrating when you.
Well, really, he could have fielded it in the air. I mean, he had to backpedal a little bit, but not a lot. Then he let it go, and then Nate gets a good bounce. But, Coach, that
take it.
We might end up revisiting this punt later on. That could end up being a crucial play for Goddard. We got to get a stop here. There's Perez, keeper off the edge, slides down. Looks like they're not really even reading the end on that one. I mean, he just kind of kept that and go make a play.
I'm sure Lovington's going to look to chew some clock here again.
Yeah, I mean they got a 2-score lead. And you had said it, that opening drive from Lovington just ended up being perfect for them. Not only scored, but used a lot of clock and ended up being a lot of time since Goddard had been on offense, counting the halftime. Another flag on the play, outside run from Lovington. That was an interesting play there from Lovington. They pulled the play side guard, but wide.
Well, got a hold on Lovington. Going to take him back 10 yards.
Haven't seen Lovington pull a lot of guards yet in this game. That might be something that's an adjustment that they might make, something we haven't seen a lot of so far.
That's a new formation we've seen from Lovington tonight, getting in a deuce set. They put that tight end on the line of scrimmage, and they take their 2 flankers or their 2 wide receivers, and they put them off the line of scrimmage.
See how Goddard adjusts on that one. I think Lovington's going to stay in that look, and Lovington gets the hold, and that's the worst penalty in football, I would argue, is the second down holding penalty. You're just in a rough spot now. But Lovington, on their first drive, they had 1st and 27, ended up scoring a touchdown. 2nd and 14 here. Lovington fans encouraging the refs to come on. That means hurry. Are they talking about the spot here maybe? Lovington going to huddle again. Not sure what this is.
Shout out to my beautiful wife, Taylor, and my 2 daughters at home,
man.
Sydney and Addie. Bet y'all are looking forward to the volleyball season. Freshman girls came up to Lovington last night, got a big win. They won in 2 sets.
Excellent. There we go. Yeah.
That freshman group of kids, man.
Really good. Yep. All right, now it's time for some football. Who knows really what that was about.
Richard Ryburn checked into the game here for Goddard.
Going to play that defensive tackle inside. Goddard going a little 5-man front there. That ball is incomplete. Different quarterback for Lovington.
Yes, sir. Looks to be number 7, Kylan Spencer, but I think Perez is coming right back on. Might have had a helmet situation there.
Looks like I don't know, maybe he's a little chin strap or something. Well, that could end up being a big break for Goddard. Actually, any play that Perez misses is good.
3rd and long here.
All right, here we go. So we're going to have a trips into the boundary. That's been Lovington's most popular formation. Split to the left. He's a little narrow, though, only on the hash. Perez, straight drop back, throwing it deep, post route. Isaiah Hunter, almost the interception. Sticky coverage from Isaiah. Roll blue.
He was all over that.
Really could have intercepted that one. So incomplete pass. Lovington will punt. Big stop for Goddard. That's a huge moment in this game potentially. And Coach, it was all started on that huge punt by Nate Vasquez.
It really was. Looks like we're going to flip the field here. They didn't use a lot of clock there.
And maybe Goddard bring a little pressure here. You know, try to create a big play opportunity. Just come after this punt. See what we do. That ball sky high. Going to be a short punt, though. See what kind of bounce it is. Go straight up. Look out, Peter. Ooh, Lovington just catches that in the air. Maybe let that bounce if I'm Lovington.
And go back to that punt, Coach. I mean,
yeah,
now we're in Lovington territory here.
And a quick 3 and out. So it's amazing. You know, that's something in football that is not talked about enough is field position, you know, and how the field can flip just like that, how important special teams are. Goddard now will take over in Lovington's territory on their 48-yard line right hash. 1:53 to go left in the third quarter.
Shout out to Coach Manzanares, the special teams coordinator, just doing a great job tonight.
Well, and Coach Manzanares too, Coach. He's the head powerlifting coach. He's had two state champions there, other state placers, throwing coach and track. Reyes Nunez up on the podium there.
Look at their coverage here.
So, Coach, I would just call that zero coverage just across the board is what I would call that. What do you see in there? I don't see really any safety that would declare anything there.
I mean, it's arguably man-free, but that safety's all the way in the boundary.
And he's like almost, he's between the hash and the numbers, really closer to the numbers.
And
which is to the boundary also. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Goddard can take a now they're going to adjust that. I think Lovington they were lined up wrong there. That looks, but it's still going to be really pure man to the back side of that. And there goes Ryan Romero, but they're going to be a flag on the play. Look at Romero doing work. A lot of penalties in this game. Another cramp too. We're up to 3.
I'm not big on getting after the refs here, but I think Jose Porras might have had good position there. I don't know if they're going to get him for a hold or a block in the back.
It's going to be on the receiver then.
Yes, sir. He was working his tail off to get a good block there. Receivers have done a really good job of getting some good blocks tonight.
Well, and if Lovington stays in that coverage, we're going to be able to get somebody up the seam here, like to the field, which, similar to what Isaiah Hunter got at the end of the second quarter.
Yes, sir.
But a penalty on the field and a cramp. Pickle juice, where's it at?
I think blue turf, Coach.
Blue turf gets another one. They call that royal blue, Coach. That's what the Lovington is. We're navy blue, guys.
Yes, sir. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think you can color your fields anymore, your turf anymore, I think.
Yeah.
I think they were allowed to keep theirs because that's what they had, but I think the next time they roll in the new turf, I think it has to be green. I might be mistaken there.
I believe you're right, because I think it started to become a trend. I think like Eastern Washington, places, I think they have like a red field, and there's all kinds of crazy things going on. Just make it the color of grass.
Screen.
Here we go, screen to Porras. Can't field that one.
I think that defensive end or defensive tackle 77 might have had his hand up there. Might have got his hand on the ball.
At least maybe affect the vision or something there. But it's going to be 3rd and 30. So that was 2nd and 30.
3rd and Roswell, Coach. We gotta cut this thing down.
Yeah, and that's going the Tatum way. This is 3rd and Tatum to Roswell.
Even if we can get 5 to 10 yards and get a punt, that's gonna switch the field.
Little swing pass to Romero out to the right, trying to get what he can. And boy, Coach Romero's really doing a good job breaking tackles. minimal gain on that one, and Lovington did a really good job flying to the ball there. So Goddard will have to punt, and that's just just penalties cost us on that one, on that series.
And I think that might have been second down.
Okay, so the chains were wrong, and that would make sense because I think the scoreboard had second down and then the chains had first. So now we're 3rd and 30. And this is where I think if you're guarding, you just get about half of it, make the punt easier.
Yes, sir.
Maybe break a tackle underneath, get out in space. Big hit from Lovington there. Vasquez trying to scramble. So Lovington, a lot of pressure off the edge there. Vasquez really had no chance. And there's another cramp down there, and
looks like we've got 2 cramps, one for Lovington, one for Goddard.
So we're up to 5. And coach, this, like we had talked about, it's always hot in New Mexico this part of the year. It's nothing new. This has been an unusual streak of heat daily. I mean, you're talking 100 minimum for feels like about a month straight now, and really it's looking like it's going to be another month from today. And a lot of these days are touching 103, 104. The maximum play that you're allowed to play for heat index is 104, and there's been a lot of days really just getting real close to that, and all these teams in the area have been having to battle that, and both these teams are in great shape, obviously, but there's going to be cramps no matter what here. It's just how it is.
Yes, sir. And I think he's cramping up on both legs, poor guy.
And, of course, Andrew Aguilar, the best athletic trainer in the state for Goddard. He was out there doing his thing. Now Goddard, 4th and 24. Romero got a little bit of that back. Now we'll see, Nate's got a little bit of space here. He can maybe pooch this a little bit down to the 30, let it roll. Let's see what he does. He's going to sky that up. Lovington might fair catch it. They don't. Oh, they make a guy miss. Flag on the play. Another flag. Cooper Alpers forces him out. That's an interesting flag. There's a lot of space out there, Coach. I'm not sure what that flag's going to be. It's got to be on Lovington with the hold, but there really wasn't anything tight out there, it looked like to me.
And they did get him with the hold. There was a lot of space there.
Yeah, typically you don't see a catch and a move with that much space and a hold. I guess you could say that's really good vision. He's looking downfield, but
22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
So that's a big penalty for Goddard. It was another good punt by Vasquez, but a good return from Lovington, but will be negated by this holding penalty, I assume. Why haven't they marked it off?
So
they're
do it
saying
from the end of the run? They wouldn't have done that from the end of.
So, yeah, we need a rule clarification on that. I guess it just must have been from the spot, which would have been at the 40, so it's about from where he would have caught it anyways. Okay, trips right, option to the left. Ball's loose. Ball is loose. Who's got it? Got to be Goddard. It is. Goddard's ball. Roll blue. And who came up with it? Tough to see. There's a whole host of Goddard Rockets over there. The pressure off the defensive right side against that 17 option. Goddard with a big turnover, and we needed it. Roll blue.
Looked like Jordan Chavez came up with it. That was a big-time play right there. We need to punch this one in quick.
Yeah, maybe this is a shot play right here. Maybe we get that man coverage to the outside that we've been looking at.
I know a lot of coaches love a turnover around midfield to do
take a shot
or do a trick play because defense is out of sorts.
Goddard's defense comes up with a big turnover. Now 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from Lovington's 27-yard line. Trips to the left, gun to the right. Vasquez is back there with Romero. He steps up. There's the shot, throwing it up. And that is going to be caught for the touchdown.
Let's go, Jose Porras.
Jose Porras. Welcome back. Roll blue.
That's got to be a huge feeling right there. Because last year, right, this is where he hurt his knee.
This is where he got hurt. And throw it up to the big man again. My ball, Jose.
That was a good play call by you right there, Coach, taking a shot to the end zone.
Goddard's PAT team is on quick. Braden McDaniel had a good day. Going to need a good snap, good hold. Snap, hold, kick, money. Braden, coach, just like that, it's a one-score game, 20-14. Vasquez to Porras. Roll blue. We'll be back for the kickoff. All right, we are back, I think. I hope, not sure. So big touchdown, Vasquez to Porras. The deep ball fade, and how about the adjustment, the catch in the air, Coach? That was not an easy catch, and here's Lovington on the kickoff return. Goddard with the big coverage down there. Good play. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. So we're going to keep it here during the third and fourth quarter break. So, Coach, exactly what we thought we were going to get here in the second half. We knew that both these teams were going to make adjustments. Lovington with the first drive of the third quarter uses up a lot of clock, scores. Goddard with the 3 and out. You know, the offense had been sitting out for a while, counting the halftime break. But then Goddard's defense responds after the big punt. We get the 3 and out, and then the forced fumble. First play, take a shot, all adds up to a touchdown to Jose, 2014. Fourth quarter to come. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a huge, shout out to the defense right there, forcing that turnover. That was huge. It's kind of interesting, running option right there. You kind of think that's going to be real. That's just a money play right there. But I think the spacing right there for Lovington was just a little tight, and I think that quarterback let his elbow drop and ball got in the dirt, and Chavez got on it, and Vasquez and Porras took it from there.
Well, and sometimes that option to the left isn't as tuned up to the right. It's just how it is. But,
yes, sir.
Well, we were on the ball ready to go. We were going to run through some scores, but the between quarter timeouts are not very long anymore, Coach. So we'll just go ahead and jump back on this. If you got scores out there, hit us up, text us, let us know you're listening. So 1st and 10 Lovington, start of the fourth quarter, up 20-14 over Goddard. Lovington on their own 27-yard line, right hash. We have flipped the field. Lovington in a pistol backfield now.
They brought that extra O-lineman in.
Yep.
Going to get the run going.
So looks like, kind of fourth quarter, just try to run the football, try to close this out. And Coach Bailey out of Lovington, I would say, is kind of known for that. He has different segments of the game in which he jumps into different philosophies, and highly effective for them. Now we see a different backfield, just pound the rock here in the fourth. Let's see. So same look there, and that's a pretty deep pistol backfield. And it's just a downhill, looks like an inside zone kind of play. That's number 9 for Lovington.
Liza
Ruiz there on the carry. So Caballero kind of their spread runner to the outside. Looks like Ruiz maybe their inside fourth quarter runner. We'll see.
Looks like Caballero might be over here dealing with the cramp on the sideline.
So Ruiz coming in. And that's a big loss for Lovington. Caballero plays some defense for them as well. So first down, Lovington up to the 38-yard line.
They still have their big guy in. I wonder if we're going to personnel it.
And they're using him really as kind of a puller there.
Going back to Coach Bailey, you got to think with the realignment and them dropping to 4A, they're thinking state championship this year.
Yep.
Probably between them and St. Pius and Bloomfield. Academy might be in there.
In Bloomfield, they've won, I believe, 2 straight state championships. So in Bloomfield and Lovington, they have a history of playing each other for the state championship. So that no doubt is going to be something to watch there. Goddard, of course, going to be a big player. But then the teams that have dropped down into our classification, Cibola, PV, Los Lunas, Alamo, going to be really, really interesting. Here's Lovington 2nd and 2. Oh, and there's another blitz from Elijah Sanchez. Big time call on that. That's the second time that we've done that. Just a little Mike fire right through A-gap, coach. See you later.
Man, those are the plays you live for as a Mike. You love to see that. I think Max Preps might have had us at 9 right now in 5A, but I don't think that's right. Los Alamos is getting worked by Espanola Valley. Well, I think we're a top 3 team for sure.
Definitely, and that's really how it ends up being. Goddard. Every year we're kind of in that top 4 range. You have Goddard, Roswell, Artesia.
Empty look. He's going to run.
Oh. Boy, and Jordan Chavez almost had the hit of his life right there coming up on Perez and just missed him. But Perez is starting to feel, I think, some of these hits out there. He's been scrambling the whole game, and he's very, very good at it. But Goddard's starting to get a little more of a feel of what he's trying to do. And maybe we could get a hit here and knock that football out. But back to the rankings, Los Alamos, they get a lot of love every year and just not seeing it. They lost to Gadsden last year, and Gadsden was a great football team, should have been seated higher than them. And Los Alamos, last time we checked, they're you said ranked 5th in Indian Preps, but at halftime they were losing Espanola. So Los Alamos.
And you got to think, too, that
they get a lot of love. I don't know why.
You got to think, too, that district with PV dropping into it, Cibola is going to be in it now, Los Lunas. You got to think PV and Los Lunas, Cibola are all going to kind of be the top of there. Sending prayers to Cibola's coach. Old coach, Coach Miller, told me that their coach is dealing with some stuff, so sending out prayers to them.
Yeah.
But in Los Lunas, I don't know. We'll see what they look like after the scores tonight.
Coach Johnson taking over there, former Artesia Bulldog, and was that Manzano, I believe, before that. So this classification is just absolutely loaded. Goddard, Roswell, Artesia, and then there's always one more team that kind of steps into that mix. But this year it's going to be a lot of teams that step into that mix. And like we said, Gadsden is really, really good too. But if Los Alamos ends up losing Espanola, it's not going to surprise me, but that'll reshape a lot of those rankings there that have been really skewed toward Los Alamos the past couple years, especially last year.
I think Highland got a win last night. Looking at a couple scores here, and this is all from Max Prep, so sometimes it's not 100% right, but it looks like Carlsbad's up on Artesia right now, 20-6.
Okay.
Roswell was up at the halftime, but Roswell's now winning 43-40.
Wow, shootout in the Wool Ball.
Los Lunas is beating Mayfield 17-7. Cleveland's putting it on Centennial right now, 27-0. PV's beating Farmington 44-20, which Farmington's going to be a 6A school, so
yeah.
And PV's getting after them.
And then Alamogordo was down to somebody. Santa Fe High, I believe, earlier.
They were, and their score's not showing. Oh, they ended up winning. Alamogordo won.
So Alamogordo came back and beat Santa Fe. We are 2nd and 10 here in Lovington. 8:05 to go, fourth quarter. 2-by-2 look. Perez in the shotgun. Pump fake, looking to scramble. Goddard trying to contain him. Oh, he finds a man. He's open for a first down. So Goddard a little more contained on their rush, try to keep him in the pocket. Perez just stands in and finds a guy. You can't cover for that long.
And he showed a lot of poise just staying in the pocket. You know, a young quarterback's looking to get out if something's not open right there, but it's hard for our DBs to cover that long. It really is.
1st and 10 Lovington into Goddard's territory, 7:55, 7:56. Clock will start at the snap. I don't like that call. I don't think we jumped in the neutral zone. Oh, they call it false start. Okay, I do like that one. $7:56 to go in the game. Lovington up 6, 20-14 with the ball on Goddard's 31-yard line. Feels like we need to get a stop here. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. Touchdown obviously makes it a 2-score game. Plenty of time left, but love to see a stop here for Goddard. Alpers checking on, Lair checking off. Oh, Lair checking back on. Are we at 11? We have 12. We got to get a guy off. Ortiz gets off. We're good. Here comes Elijah Sanchez on the blitz. Perez trying to draw the rush in. Trouble. That's got to be grounding. That ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Where is the flag?
Oh, that's got to be grounding.
Where is the flag?
There was no receiver right there either.
Oh, my goodness. There was no receiver. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. That is a horrible blown call that goes against Goddard. It should be 2nd and 30. Oh, my goodness. I mean, unless that was the back or something that he threw that to, and they're saying he's in the area, Coach. But that ball was nowhere near the line of scrimmage either.
I may be mistaken, but I didn't see anybody right there.
And he threw it with his left hand, like it was a pie throwing contest. He wasn't trying to complete a pass. He was just dumping the ball up to anybody. Really, really poor call, missed call there by the officials. We'll have to watch that one on the way home, Coach. I don't know. Here comes Sanchez, big blitz, but a screen flag on the play. Going to be a hold on Lovington. Good tackle from Angel De Leon. Coach, he's had a nice game.
He's been all over the place tonight.
So a holding call and a little bit of justice there after the missed grounding. So really it ends up being where the grounding penalty would have been. All right. 2nd and 25. Lovington with the ball on Goddard's 41-yard line, left hash, up 20-14. Goddard needs a stop, Coach. Get this ball back. Perez is going to be looking to extend the play. Straight drop back. Trying to invite the rush in. There's Lair with the pressure. Perez way back. Alpers trying to find him, still scrambling. Here comes Sanchez, misses him. Alpers trying to get him. Lair trying to get him. Scramble. Breaks a tackle, and Goddard finally gets him down. Roll blue, what a play. Injured player on the field, probably another cramp. Coach, that is that's like third grade recess football right there. Just run around, give the ball to the fastest kid, and try to make a play.
I bet Perez ran for 50 yards right there, more than 50, I'm
Easy,
sure.
and Goddard's defense ran extra, chasing him. And, Coach, that is phenomenal defense from Goddard to get him down right there. And good job by the secondary staying locked on, too. Wow.
I may be mistaken, but I do think 24 for us is going to be Angel Mesa. I think that might be.
Well, so it says Angel De Leon, but it was Angel Mesa was 24 last year. So we're going off. So we have the Max Preps roster and then a 2-deep chart. So, yeah, it looks like Angel Mesa, but then different name on the other one. So but Coach, phenomenal. Wow. And that's the type of player he is. He did that last year too, Angel Mesa. And a player down for Goddard. So we will take a timeout, injury timeout. We will be back 7 minutes exactly on the clock. KSVPTV.com. 3rd and 32 for Lovington when we come back.
People are often surprised by what they find here. More expertise than people expect. Advanced technology. Board-certified physicians. Care you might expect to travel hours for. Right here. We've never believed where you live should determine the care you receive. Close to family, close to home. We're here. Artesia General Hospital.
All right, we are back. So still sorting an injury out on the field there for Goddard, and hopefully he's okay. Not sure who it is, but Coach, back to that play. Perez has been making plays with his feet all night, and really that was the biggest scramble of them all. There wasn't one part of the field he didn't run to on that, and Goddard's defensive line, just really their whole defense, all over the field, and makes a good play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 32. There's seven minutes left in the game.
That is one of those plays too. When it breaks down like that, sometimes your head's not on a swivel. Sometimes things happen, and it's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. Hopefully he's okay.
And Coach Mann's out there. He's bringing the whiteboard out, and back to Coach Mann's. He is the head powerlifting coach, like we had talked about. Had two state champions last year, another state placer, throwing coach in track. Reyes Nunez got a 6th in shot put. So Coach Mann's doing a great job. One of those young guys that just coaches everything coming up, phenomenal. And then that's one thing we'll do throughout the year is be highlighting the staff of a Goddard, of course, the head coach Bolaños, and he's just got great guys working with him. So be talking about those guys this year, and it's a prolonged injury timeout out there. So, and like we kind of said, that can happen more so on a lot of those scramble plays. The big guys for both teams are changing directions, with the quarterback, and kind of leads to some big hits sometimes, and not sure if that's what it was. And we're going to take another timeout here We'll take about 5 minutes or so before we come back. Hopefully everybody's okay down there. Don't want to speculate, but know that they're in good care down there, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So Andrew, we can do like some extra commercials here, and we will be back in 5. KSVPTV.com, Goddard Rocket Football.
Summer fun is almost done, but the Saving 6 HRV and Accord Hybrid, 2.49% for up to 36.
National Furniture Liquidators $1 million inventory reduction event. Excessive heat and a stagnant economy have filled our warehouses to the brim. Drastic reductions in place to relieve the overcrowding. Store-wide savings like a 4-piece queen bedroom set, just $488. A reclining sofa or love seat, just $498 each piece. A king-size mattress with adjustable base, just $899. Plus great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators. Now more than ever.
Nobody beats short.
Pecos Valley Equipment, your local John.
Coming to you from Goddard High School, it's the Goddard Rocket Coaches Pregame Show with head coach Art Bolaños and Chris Deck.
All right, welcome. Here we go again, another year of Goddard Rocket Football. Here's the Coaches Show, brought to you by Dion's again. I am Coach Deck, joined by head football coach, Coach Bolaños. Here we go, Coach.
Yeah, another year. Exciting.
So week one, we will be making the road trip down to Lovington. But I want to back up and just get everything that we've been up to with the boys, starting with spring ball. You know, that's kind of a new addition that the state of New Mexico has had the past couple years. So talk about how that goes for you and what you're looking for with that. And then, of course, we had a big summer, 7-on-7, all those things. So talk about what we've been up to.
Yeah, we had a really good off season. Last year, I think the funnest part was kind of see our freshmen from last year, or sophomores now, but to see that predominantly JV group grow. They didn't have a great season last year, and then these guys kind of came in and put in some work, and our current seniors and our juniors, they did a good job of leading. I mean, these guys were fantastic.
And so this is your third year now as the head coach, and there's that saying in football. I want to get your thoughts on it. When you take over a football program, pretty well takes kind of 3 years just to put everything in you want with culture and staff and schemes and all those things. Does this third year kind of feel that way for you?
It does. You take over a program, typically you got a couple years, as most people would say, hey, these are your group of kids and stuff like that. But, with these guys, like this senior group right here, I remember, when I was looking at applying for the job, and I did a little bit of research a lot of research, and just kind of looking at our seniors now when they were freshmen, kind of going, hey, this is a pretty good group that you can really build off of. And that was my thought process in that, going like, I really like these guys. And, you kind of talk to people around town, and it is, man, this is a fantastic group of kids. But, it's like I've told the boys, hey, we're no longer rebuilding. I mean, these guys right here, man, are the guys I've spent a lot of time with. And, when I got here in the spring, I mean, I spent a lot of time with, particularly these seniors right now. So, yeah, kind of claiming them as my first group, and I know they're technically not, but as much time we've spent together, that's sure. Kind of how I'm feeling. So, we're no longer rebuilding. We're no longer young. I mean, we got some experience. So, yeah, there's some pressure on the boys, and they feel it. We feel it. So, yeah.
So in line with that year three, I want to talk about the culture.
All right, we are back. So obviously thinking about injured player for Goddard there, and hopefully he's okay. He's as tough as they come. So now, coach, that's a tough moment for the team. Obviously, now you got to try to regroup and finish this game. And there's a big play here, 3rd and 32 for Lovington on Goddard's 48-yard line. Lovington going empty. This has been scramble all the way when they've done it. Different quarterback in for Lovington. An incomplete pass. Goddard gets the stop. Going to have to punt. So we were focused on Goddard's injury. Did Perez go out too for Lovington?
They might have just had him sitting out of the play. Looks like he's all right. He's got a little limp to him.
He's got his helmet off. So interesting on 3rd and 32 there. So big stop for Goddard, Coach. Exactly what Goddard needed. Now a punt. Jordan Chavez back to field it. And, good bounce and out of bounds. Little bit of bounce for Goddard, but great punt for Lovington. Going to take over at the 12-yard line. All right, so.
There's plenty of time left, Coach. There's 6 minutes, 43 seconds.
Yeah.
We're down 6. We don't need to be in a big hurry here.
So huge stop for Goddard's defense, and here we go. This is what dreams are made of. Nate Vasquez, the ball in his hand, late 4th quarter. 88 yards to go for the win. So how do you play this here, Coach? I mean, obviously there's enough time. You have your full offense. You can run. Maybe Goddard jumps into kind of that 4-minute offense range, a little bit of tempo. We'll see. Base run up the middle. Lovington's defense stuffs that one.
Man, it looked like we had a good push initially. It just that gap just closed down fast.
That was Montoya on the carry. He had a touchdown in the 2nd quarter. Running the ball, and he's looked good. Call it no gain on the play. 2nd and 10, 6:15 and running. Goddard looking for a game-winning drive here. Vasquez escapes out of the pocket to his right, makes a guy miss. Trying to get out of bounds, maybe. He's going to stay in bounds. Clock will run. Picked up 3, 3rd and 7. Looking downfield. O'Mara and Thompson running deep.
And Lovington, they're trying to stay behind everything right now, keep everything in front of you.
Well, in Lovington, it could be a situation where they pin their ears back a little bit and just think pass. But that opens you up to maybe a draw, some running game, some screens, something like that. We'll see what Goddard comes up with. The crowd's on their feet, going crazy. Coach Deck and Coach Strand in Lovington. Big 3rd down, KSVP.
Look for Lovington to dial up a blitz right here.
Goddard going empty, trying to get lined up. We are set.
Try to false start. No timeout.
It'll be a timeout, so we will keep it here. And I like this timeout. This is pretty well ball game here. 5 minutes to go. Got 75 yards to go.
It's not a bad time out there. Coach Bolaños get his guys together, get his guys in order.
And Lovington seems to be kind of what we just mentioned, pin your ears back and go. So Goddard might adjust their play call to fit that. I don't think Lovington's going to blitz. What do you think? I think Lovington probably just stick with their front 3 or front 4 rush.
They weren't showing blitz right there.
It's in their front 3 and front 4, depending on what look they're in, has been pretty effective. So maybe just drop back into just a zone, just your basic zone, or like a cover 2 man, something like that. We'll see.
For Goddard, are you thinking this is 2-down territory yet?
The defense is playing well. You're down a guy on the defensive side too, injured. That's a tough call, Coach. I think I would just say 4 down territory, I think is what I would do. But we'll see.
True trips left look.
Because you may not get the ball back, if you don't get it. But empty, trips to the left, twins to the right, Montoya slot to the right, pressure off the edge, right down the seam. It's going to be intercepted, intended for Hunter. And Coach Goddard attacked that just the middle of the field to that trip side out of the empty look. And Lovington with the interception, but plenty of time left.
Man, and Vasquez took a shot right there.
He did. But tough kid, back up. Coach stood in there.
Yeah, you gotta compliment him standing there taking a shot right there.
There's been a lot of pressure off that right side tonight. Kind of what we said. Just really Lovington's front four getting home. It's easy to pin your ears back, when you know it's a pass. Toss to the right out of that pistol backfield. Oh, big hit from Goddard. Lair, roll blue. Oh, I felt that one up here, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think he got the wind knocked out of him there. It knocked the wind out of me.
That's Ceballo or Cabello, right? What is his name? Yeah, Caballero.
Caballero. I just keep thinking Cabela's. We could get a lot of work done at Cabela's.
Oh, don't take me into Cabela's, Coach. I'll never leave.
That's every day's Christmas in there.
That's a good first down play for Goddard right there.
So Perez is back in at a quarterback.
That's huge, too, with the injury. It stops the clock. We don't have to use our timeout.
We'll see if Lovington stays in that pistol backfield. Nope, they're just going to go back to just a gun left. 2 to the left, and they got their big personnel wing to the right. Sprint to the left. Rolls back to the right, trying to find space. Has to throw it away. And he's outside the pocket there, so no.
In high school now, that's not a rule anymore.
So even if you're outside the pocket, that should be a flag, and they do throw it. So they missed the first grounding, and they're going to get that one.
We'll take this one, Coach.
And this one feels bigger than the other one. They're picking up the flag.
Oh, wow.
The white hat overruled the sideline.
Maybe I'm mistaken.
So maybe if you are outside the pocket, you can get rid of it then? I don't know.
I thought they changed that rule. Maybe not. Which, you kind of wonder, are you going to take that penalty or you want to push them back and put them in third down now, right?
Yeah. Which I guess would be a loss of down.
That's right.
But, yeah, we'll have to get clarification on that. But he definitely was intentionally grounding the ball. I mean, there was nobody over there. And really, Lovington, with his scrambling ability, really he should have just made a guy miss and went and slid down, keep the clock running. So overall, positive play for Goddard. Clock stopped, 2nd and 10. 4:33 to go. Lovington on Goddard's 45-yard line, up 20-14. Goddard trying to get another stop here. Lovington's got to take care of the ball here. I would think really just a lot of base runs and those little bootlegs with Perez, have them keep it, and they're not going to do that. Straight drop back screen, dangerous. It's going to work, though. And, man, that is number 9 for Lovington. That's Ruiz. And you can kind of see why he's maybe the 4th quarterback instead of Caballero. And I know Caballero's kind of banged up a little bit. Ruiz brings a little physicality out there and good. I don't know if it was really a screen. It was really they just kind of slipped the back through there.
And I don't know how that ball got in there. There's some traffic right there.
Risky play from Lovington, but worked. So now Lovington can get this clock under 4 minutes and first down on Goddard's 18-yard line.
Oh, we need to get the ball out. We need a turnover. We need something right here.
Going to keep it with Perez, and he's right off the left side. And
going to be a hold.
Coming back. Goddard's defensive line has drawn quite a few holding penalties tonight. And what a weapon Perez is, Coach. I mean, on that one, I mean, there's not really, any design to the play or anything. I mean, he just catches it and runs off the left end. I mean, there's nothing to it, and he's just that fast.
When you're that fast, man, it helps a lot with the playbook. Opens a lot of things up, and really, I mean, he's made a lot of it happen himself. And to just be a sophomore, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Shift into a pistol backfield, probably the inside run there.
Reverse.
Nope, gonna reverse. This is the second time they've ran that.
Isaiah Montoya was all over that. He
Really
just stumbled
good.
a little bit, but he was able to make the play. Looks like Ortiz also on the play. Man, Ortiz does a great job of fighting off those blocks.
Really set the edge, too.
That is great when you have a corner that can also cover and come off and hit you. Oh, you don't see that a lot in high school anymore.
Goddard fighting hard here, 2:50 and running. 2 timeouts left for Goddard. I would think we would probably use one after this play. Boy, and feels like the play clock should be way lower than it is, but it's just now at 10. All right, here we go. Second and long, Perez. Going to be a run up the middle to Ruiz. Goddard all over that one. So we'll see if Goddard uses a timeout here.
Elijah Sanchez again with a great play right there.
Sanchez has had a phenomenal game at that Mike linebacker, Coach. Should have, by our count, two timeouts left. That's what the scoreboard has, too. And, man, this play clock, I don't think they're resetting that on time. What does it feel like to you, Coach?
Golly.
There's still 10 seconds on it. We've been sitting here for like 50 seconds. And this is going to go all the way down. That is a home clock operator right there for sure, Coach. I don't know. Maybe we get an instant replay on that, but we felt like we were sitting here for a while waiting for that to run down. So Lovington will call a timeout now. Took it down to 1 second. So there's 1:23 left now. Third and long. So if you're Lovington, I don't see how you can put the ball in the air here, like no matter what.
No way.
Because an incomplete pass stops the clock. You have to kick it or go for it. It makes Goddard save a timeout. So Goddard will have to use a timeout after this play as long as you stay in bounds or complete a pass. But as good as Lovington is, I wouldn't risk a pass here no matter what. I just let Perez go run there.
Or even just let Ruiz
even an option
run.
Or something. Yeah, just give a base run to Ruiz. And if you're Goddard, you got a swarm tackle.
It's kind of one of those things, too. Perez has taken a lot of shots this game.
Yeah.
I mean, Goddard's got to be thinking they're going to run. Probably just let Ruiz run the ball here. Hopefully we get a stop, get a timeout.
And Ruiz is a, yards after contact kind of guy. So maybe we could wrap him up and get a little punch out here.
Yes,
with it being 3rd and 17, you could afford to take a couple rips and punches at the ball and still get him down. We'll see. Here we go. 2-by-2 look, gun to the left.
Man free.
Motion.
Man free.
Man
Bring
coverage, yep.
Get
Gets
him.
off the edge. Mesa with the big pressure, and Lovington did what we thought they shouldn't do and pass the ball. It's an incomplete pass. So big advantage Goddard now. Clock will stop. Don't have to use a timeout, and it's 4th and long. And we'll see if Lovington has the kicker that we remember them having.
How about Coach Holland drawing up the blitz right there off the edge?
And that's Angel Mesa again, Coach.
He got there quick.
Whew.
And smart play to not hit that quarterback in the head or anything and get a roughing the passer call, because that would have been the game.
So Lovington, this is out of field goal range for them, or they may just not want to risk a block or something like that. 4th and 17, Lovington on their own 25-yard line, up 20-14, and Lovington's going to call a timeout here. Yeah, I think this is a good timeout from Lovington. You really want to get this right here. You're up 6. 1:18 to go. You got to be really, really smart here. And if I'm Coach Bailey, I'm telling Perez, okay, these scramble plays are good, but if you scramble around on this one, dropping back 15, 20, 30 yards and get sacked, it's 4th down. Goddard's taking over now. So we can't really do the whole scramble around thing. At least it wouldn't be smart if they did it. I think maybe, if you just run the ball, you're probably not going to get it. So now it's a throw to the sticks or a throw to the end zone. What are you thinking if you're Lovington here? It's a really interesting spot.
It really is. You just don't want Perez to take a shot here. You either run the ball. It's almost one of those things like the Steelers used to do with old Big Ben, do a little punt with the quarterback here, just try to pin him deep. But it looks to me like they're going to run a play.
Because even if if you do a base run or a simple pass, the clock's going to stop anyways on a change of possession since it's 4th down. There's not a lot Lovington can do that isn't risky, So
And credit to Coach Bolaños not taking that timeout earlier. I was thinking we needed it, but this actually could work out good. We'll have 2 timeouts.
And even if he does scramble around, it's kind of interesting. They're just going to essentially throw it up, and
that is an interesting
there you go.
Call.
Yeah, that could have been an interception for a long way up the sideline. Incomplete pass. Okay, here we go. Goddard's defense, another huge stop, Coach. Goddard will have the ball with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the game.
These are the
2 timeouts on our own 25-yard line. 75 yards to tie it, and then a PAT would win the game. Here we go.
Vasquez right here.
It's like we said, this is what dreams are made of. You grow up as a football player, you want the ball in your hands, down 6, 2-minute offense. Goddard will get on the ball and go. We're going to open up in empty. You got Reese and Porras to the right and Hunter as well. Snap is low. And then Vasquez had to regather that.
Messed up the timing there, wasn't able to get his feet set.
So I assume Goddard will probably stay in this empty look, and the receivers to the left look like it's going to be Romero and O'Mara.
And then we have Hunter over here with Porras and Reese.
In Lovington, maybe we can catch them playing a little coverage here, and throw something a little shorter and get on the run. But we got to get a good snap to have a chance here, and some of these snaps have been down. Empty to the right, throw a little bubble out there to Hunter. We can't complete that one, so quickly 3rd and 10. And that's what Goddard was kind of thinking there, just get the ball out quick and let's run after catch, but a quick 3rd and 10. But it is 4th down territory now, so we have 2 plays to get 10 yards.
That's kind of one of those tougher plays as a quarterback.
It is.
You catch that ball, no laces, which I understand as a quarterback, you got to be able to throw the ball, but it did look like it kind of came out of his hand a little funny, which does affect the way you catch the ball for Hunter, but I get the idea to get one of your better players the ball.
Here we go, 3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line, Goddard's own 25. Porras, Hunter, Reese split to the right. It's an empty look. O'Mara and Romero to the left. Vasquez in the shotgun. He's stepping back. He's going to throw it deep. Up for Hunter. Down the seam. Ball is contested and incomplete. There was a battle for it there. Lovington breaks that up. Hunter, good route down the seam. Goddard took a shot there, 3rd and 10. Ooh, Hunter almost came down with that one, Coach.
Man, that would have been huge. I thought he was going to pull it out right there.
And good ball from Nate. And Lovington, kind of a late recovery on that. And Portas down there as well. We'll see 4th and 10 now. Coach, maybe just the same play here. Just try to hit a seam. And Nate likes throwing those in rhythm, you know, and the pass protection at times hasn't been great. So just catch the ball and try to rip one in a window right down a seam here. Let's see what we got. Pass rush is coming off the edge. Vasquez. Empty, trips to the right, Twins left, same formation. Here we go, gonna throw it quick, screen. Oh!
He dropped it. I think Lovington was kind of all over that too. There was a guy standing right there.
So Goddard comes up short on that one, but we didn't have to use a timeout, so we still have 2 timeouts left, 54 seconds. So we'll have to call 2 quick timeouts with maybe there's more than 40 seconds left, but tough situation here for Goddard. And yeah, Lovington's just going to get right into victory formation. And like I said, Goddard can call 2 timeouts, but the math doesn't work out. The thing that could happen is, you know, these teams that stay in the shotgun for when they take a knee at the end of the game, you could get a bad snap, you know, something like that, you know, in the shotgun, but that's about Goddard's only opportunity left here, and Goddard's not going to take the timeouts anyways, and so this will be, if they can field this cleanly, this will be a knee, and Lovington will win the ball game. And that'll do it. So Lovington will win the football game 20-14. Congratulations to Lovington. Coach, really, Perez was the difference with his legs. You know, Goddard had a couple early turnovers, but we recovered from those, got back in the game, played a lot of good football on both sides, offense, defense, and special teams. Just came up short, you know. Good job, Lovington. What are your thoughts?
You know, it just kind of goes back to those first few turnovers. I mean, they scored those first 2 touchdowns off of turnovers, and that's a big deal.
It's a difference in the game.
It really is. You know, you always preach turnovers. Got to win the turnover battle, but that's part of it. The first game, guys are getting their jitters out. I really think Goddard showed a lot of promise here. I mean, that second quarter, we came out and played really well. I think there's a lot of things to work from if you're Coach Bolaños and his staff.
Definitely, and we'll have Carlsbad at home next week, yes. I believe. So we'll have our home opener next week. That'll be Friday night. We will be there for that. Proud of the boys, proud of the coaches. Great effort tonight. And like you said, Coach, you know, week 1 stuff, just clean up a little bit, and we'll be fine. We saw a lot of great things tonight. Jose Portas back from injury, looking great out there. A lot of things to be proud of. Long season to go. We are excited to be here for another season of Goddard Rocket Football on KSVPTV.com. And, Coach, we're excited to have you in the booth this year. Coach Strand doing a great job tonight. We're going to go hit the road, and we will see you next week. Goddard Rocket Football. Here we go. Roll Blue.